Good morning. Welcome into a beautiful Nissan Stadium where the field of toys is taking shape. The 18th annual Toyfield Toy Drive, sponsored by A.O. Smith & Wayne's Pest Control, happening inside the South End Zone Plaza between gates 8 and 9 of Nissan Stadium until 6 p.m. Buck is coming in hot. He did not bring a toy. He is the weight around our ankles. Robert is here. Kirby is here. Rhett Bryan is here. Ramon Foster, Eki Bop, Gator Mike is here, and we want you here with a toy in hand as we build a field of toys to benefit Salvation Army's Forgotten Angels program, and we need your help while you're out doing your holiday shopping. Pick up an extra new unwrapped toy or a gift. Don't forget the seniors, and bring it to Toyfield to help fulfill the dreams of thousands of children and seniors in need this holiday season. Be sure to bring an extra one for the one that Buck did not bring as we recap what was a bad football game on Monday Night Football. Jalen Hurts, 4 interceptions. Go ahead, Kirby. What you got? I'm wearing the wrong headset. Okay. All right. Headset swap. Quick. Go.
Okay, Kirby. Now turn me back up.
Good radio.
Thank you, buddy.
This is what the people want.
I appreciate it. He's too busy slandering me to actually do his job correctly.
I sat down at 10 o'clock. Nobody around me. I grabbed a headset and I put it on. And I started talking.
I have to comment before you guys get rolling. And this isn't a slider of anything, but my God, what a face sweater you grew in 1 week, one road game, and it's incredible. Hey, let that stuff grow. I need a hairpiece for the top, and we'll just shave it off where it's nice 3 or 4 inches long.
Isn't that like a charity that people do? Don't
Yeah,
people,
but
like,
I'll give you $10.
Okay, we can figure that out. We can come to terms at a different point in time. Good morning. How's morale?
Morale is good.
Okay.
I can barely hear you.
I love how Buck is super low and Lucas is super high.
All right. We can barely hear Buck. We'll turn him up.
Okay,
And
how
our
about that?
engineer
Is that better,
gone.
Ross?
That's lovely.
He went to smoke a cigarette.
That's it. I sat down. Nobody was around. And I said, all right, guess we're doing a radio show.
Okay.
Oh, why didn't you bring a toy, man?
What do you mean?
All you had to do was stop at a Walmart.
There's a book and a
Kroger.
puzzle.
Yeah, that somebody else brought. I won't let you do this.
I mean, what do you want me to say? I got a book and a puzzle. I don't know what more else you could possibly want from me.
That game was not good last night.
It was bad.
It was not good football. Jalen Hurts did not play good football.
Bad for the Eagles at this point. 2 turnovers on one play for Jalen Hurts. The rare 2 turnovers on one play. And Justin Herbert, Warrior God legend, I think is what I saw Dan Orlovsky tweeting this morning, battling through the broken hand situation. Eagles losers of 3 critical games in a row at this point. And, there's talk, or the conversation around them is something to the effect of, well, can they, right the ship the way that they did a couple of years ago en route to making the playoffs and convincing people, no, it was just a slump that was going on during the regular season. We're too talented to be this poor, especially on offense. And they were missing field goals last night, too, which is unfortunate for Philadelphia fans at this point in time. I know nobody's crying tears or losing sleep over the idea that the Eagles may not be in the championship again at this point after having won their second this past season. But the problems in Philadelphia are real. Is Jalen Hurts a good quarterback?
Yes, he is. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's a good quarterback. We don't have to play that game. But he was not good yesterday.
Okay, how about, is he good? No, it's not just yesterday. Is he good right now?
There's an argument to be made that he has not been good this season. No question. He turned the ball over twice on one play last night. Twice on one play, threw a pick. Deshaun Hand fumbles the football during the run back. Hurts recovers the ball and then gets hit, fumbles it right back to the Chargers. That does officially go down as 2 turnovers, giving him a 5-turnover night. And he didn't get much help from A.J. Brown, who had 1 Chargers interception go right through his hands.
Yeah, it's a mess at this point. And, again, they're still an 8-win football team, and they're still in the lead of their division, so nobody is going to I think in Philadelphia they're actually panicking. But as far as what this looks like by the time they get to the postseason, I mean, do you feel confident if you're an Eagles fan that they can win a game in a single elimination tournament? And the answer right now is probably no. They can't score. Their offense is statistically tracking the way that the Titans is.
I know they can. I'm not confident that they can.
You know that they can what?
win a game on any given day, that they are capable
But
of
they're
winning
not.
any game on any given day. But
they're
no,
losing.
They're not right now, which is why I'm not confident at the moment.
Yeah,
and they seem to be losing in bunches. It's the weirdest thing. They'll go on this slump and then kind of get back to it, and the offense started to pick up some steam after lagging behind the defense, but nobody in Philadelphia was happy with that performance last night, and they had multiple chances to win it.
No, I should say not. So for the Chargers, they continue to hold their place as a wild card team because Denver just keeps winning in the AFC West and will win the AFC West title for the first time. We talked about this briefly yesterday. The Chiefs had a 9-year streak of AFC West divisional titles that will come to an end as they are currently under 500, and things feeling much better for the Chargers at this point in time. Chargers' offensive line still a huge problem. I wouldn't trust them either. But against Philadelphia last night and no Jalen Carter, it was good enough to get the job done. I'm assuming we'll get to some headlines later on in the show. 615-737-1045 is the number if you would like to participate. In the meantime, and it seems that we are on the F&M Bank chat today. Yes, live streamed on the F&M Bank chat today if you want to interact on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. All right, Toy Snob, what toy did you bring?
I brought a little soccer goal setup for children.
Trying to
To
indoctrinate the children?
them, yes. Get them involved early in the beautiful game before their parents can put a stop to it.
Before Jackson Dart starts infecting their brains.
That's
with,
right.
This isn't soccer.
That's
it's
right.
football.
Before Jackson Dart's poisonous
Slander.
words sneak into their households. Yes, it's a little goal with a little soccer ball that if you kick it just comes right back to you, and they can train and be better than I ever was, which isn't hard to do. And then I brought a Stitch like plush toy, because who doesn't love Stitch?
A Stitch. That's what those, what are they called, French Bulldogs? That's what those French Bulldogs always remind me of, is the character Stitch.
Stitch is awesome, one of the best characters of that era of great children's movies. Robert brought about 17 Pikachus.
Is that what was sitting here?
Yep.
That I unceremoniously threw off the desk
They're all in a pile.
when we sat down. Where do you go to buy Pikachus in bulk?
I don't know. That's a good question. I was at Target that had all sorts of toy options. Target, Five Below for affordable options. Walmart. Most places like that sell toys, so it shouldn't be too hard to make a pit stop and come by and see us.
Yes, and where we are today is Toyfield, outside of Nissan Stadium. The drop-off location is at the South Plaza. It's different than it has been in years past, obviously, due to the new stadium construction to benefit Salvation Army's Forgotten Angels program. So while you're out doing your shopping, like Lucas mentioned, please do us a courtesy and pick up an extra new unwrapped toy or a gift for a senior and bring it to Toyfield to help fulfill the dreams of thousands of children and seniors in need this holiday season. That seniors part is particularly important. It is much easier. There's plenty of, I don't want to say forgotten children, but just children in need who get many gifts through toy drives like this, and it's always excellent. But the people who go out of their way to shop for seniors are also important in the middle of this. So make sure that you're thinking or keeping that in mind as well. It's made possible by A.O. Smith, Wayne's Pest Control, Nashville Tent and Awning, and yeah, all our great partners who make Toyfield possible. I'm ready for my annual Kirby attitude adjustment because he knows I don't like doing the show outside of the studio, even though this is a wonderful cause.
Even when it's for the kids.
No, I'm down for the cause.
What
I just
a
don't
shame.
like.
Nobody believes you.
I don't.
Or you didn't bring anything.
Yeah, down for the cause. Showed up
I'm
empty.
really going to have to just, you two will accuse me of grabbing somebody else's toys. I mean, is a book a toy? I guess not. But I feel like people need to read more. So I
Oh,
always take a
come
book to these
on.
things. I mean, read a book. You most especially. My God. You bring your literacy level up to a third grade reading level at some point in time. We'll get there, Ross, I promise.
Okay.
So we will continue to talk about NFL throughout the course of today's show. Do we have things to give away for Oh No, Ross?
We do. We have 2 tickets to see the Preds host St. Louis this Thursday and a $100 A Moment's Peace gift card.
Okay, delightful. We'll do some NFL headlines coming up next.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I'll be home for Christmas. If only in my dreams.
Let's face it, buying a vehicle should be straightforward and stress-free, and that's exactly how Two Rivers Ford has been doing business for decades. This locally owned dealership has a non-commissioned sales team whose only focus is to find you the right vehicle at the right price without the pressure. So you'll actually have a fun car buying experience. Great prices, easy financing, and a non-commissioned sales team. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
It's time for NFL headlines with Lucas Panzica.
So Justin Herbert, try as he might, tried to scurry away from Laura Rutledge after the game yesterday.
I did see that.
And Laura, the true pro that she is, caught up with him, said, let me grab you real quick. He said, I want to go celebrate with my teammates. She's like, I know, just give me a second. And she got her interview in after Justin Herbert led the Chargers to an overtime win over the Eagles' stiff-arming defenders with a broken hand. He had surgery for a fracture in his left hand a week ago, and he rushed for the third most yards in his career last night. Just kind of did what it took to win. 6th fewest passing yards of his 6-year NFL career. 39.
Have you? Well, I guess you haven't done. Well, no, you've done a little sideline, but you haven't had a subject run away from you in that situation. Trying to stiff arm you off.
No, at Belmont basketball, they graciously always come for the post game interview.
So with Herbert, again, it goes back to our conversation to open the show with. I don't know how far they're going to make it if they can't operate as a drop-back passing team. And they have Omarion Hampton back last night for the first time in several weeks. I mean, months at this point, coming off injured reserve. I don't think their offensive line stands to get any healthier. What's the status of Joe Alt?
Oh, good question. He was put on IR. I thought there was kind of an understanding that it was a season-ending injury.
There's a high ankle sprain, though, which typically isn't the case either way.
Well, he sprained his ankle and then re-aggravated it.
Yeah, against the Titans.
Yeah, no, his season's over.
Okay.
Yeah, his season's over.
So season-ending ankle surgery on November the 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay. So with all of this, I think the Chargers have a ceiling. I don't think that they're going to be in a situation where they're able to really threaten teams. I think the Eagles are in a bad spot last night because their defense still has moments, but their offense just isn't getting anything done whatsoever. So I'm not overwhelmingly confident in the Chargers, which kind of sucks because I want to see him. I want to see him in a postseason game with as many pieces and parts around him to actually decide what I think about Justin Herbert as opposed to just calling him a choking dog in the postseason.
They do very clearly have a ceiling, but they're just in there battling for playoff position. And a game like this between two 8-4 teams goes a long way. I'm trying to pull up the NFL playoff picture. Wi-Fi is not being helpful at the moment. But it was just a scrappy win by the Chargers. And they move on to 9-4 on the season. The Eagles' slump continues. What would it take for there's already conversations happening about Nick Sirianni's job in Philadelphia amongst the fan base. But is there a scenario, actually, where they can make a change there a year after winning the Super Bowl?
Sirianni?
They host the Raiders next week.
Is there a scenario? Sure. I mean, they've already had conversations with him in seasons past, and that was after he had made it to a Super Bowl. Not Howie Roseman. I mean, Howie Roseman too, but Jeff Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, he doesn't mess around. And if he thinks that they could be helped by making a change, if he thinks that the messages run stale, and I don't know how good of a pulse, we're not in Philadelphia, obviously, but I don't know, Jeffrey Lurie is regarded as one of the better owners, and it's not just because they win, right? It's because he seems to handle things. He seems to have a very pragmatic approach to his football team, and he seems to recognize how high the standards of his fan base are. So, I mean, could it happen? Sure. Is it likely? I would be surprised.
In other news, the Indianapolis Colts are down their starting quarterback for the rest of the season. Daniel Jones, who was already playing on a broken fibula, popped his Achilles. In another loss in Jacksonville, Colts still have not won at the Jags since 2014, so that streak continues. Riley Leonard had to come in because Anthony Richardson is still on injured reserve for fracturing his orbital bone during a pregame warm-up a few weeks ago. And the Colts are in dire straits suddenly after having this wind at their sails and pushing their chips in at the trade deadline. 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who's also injured. They don't have a first in 26. They don't have a first in 27, and they've got a quarterback in Daniel Jones that'll be 29 next year, coming off a broken fibula and an Achilles as a free agent, and a bust on injured reserve in Anthony Richardson. And there has not been a bigger fall from grace in the span of 1 month in the NFL this season, because the Colts, reportedly, according to Mike Garafolo, are making calls.
Yeah.
The legend.
Phillip Rivers. Yeah. Bring him back, baby. It will make me so happy. Yesterday, his 44th birthday, Phil Rivers. So he is so uninterested in spending time with his 25 children that he would rather come back and get his ass kicked behind the Colts offensive line.
Colts are on the bubble. They are 8-5 at the moment, just on the outside looking in. By the way, the Chargers moved up to the 5 seed with their win yesterday. They're the 5 seed in the AFC. But the Colts, man,
they're banged.
Bad. They're done.
Banged.
The season's over.
Now, Drake May did an interview with our buddy Kevin Clark. I don't know when it was, but here recently in the last couple of weeks, maybe a month, where I guess a lot of these younger quarterbacks have been working out with Phil Rivers, and like he'll get into throwing competitions with him. Drake May said at least one of the competitions Phil Rivers won. So maybe he's not completely left for dead. Now I understand like throwing in a setting without a pass rush. I mean, what's the rest of the Colts schedule look like? Would you pull that up? Is your Wi-Fi working?
It's not good.
Okay.
Not good as in it's difficult?
Since our Wi-Fi isn't great here, Ross, why don't you tell me what the Colts schedule is?
I know the next 2, they go to Seattle this week, and then the following week host the Niners for Monday Night Football. And then they have the Jags and Texans. I'm not sure which order.
Okay, so yeah, they're banged. They are in a bad situation, and the streak, by the way, lives. The Colts continue to lose in Jacksonville since 2014. They have not won a game there since.
They do host the Jags.
Okay, I will be curious to see if Rivers, because the workout is today, right? I'm sure there will be reports The workout has already happened this morning, Robert tells me. So we will see what the Colts ultimately end up deciding to do, because apparently Riley Leonard has a knee strain. It's not enough to keep him out of a football game. But not only, as Lucas mentioned, is Richardson hurt, but their third-string quarterback, the rookie, is hurt as well. I would love to see Phillip Rivers make a comeback. It would be delightful, if for no other reason but the memes.
Riley Leonard is also week to week with a strained knee ligament. So they are in a rough spot.
2 sentences ago I said this.
Nobody heard that. BetMGM tweeting last night that Phillip Rivers' oldest son is older than Tyler Warren, the Colts rookie tight end.
Oh, my goodness. All right, very good. What else you got?
So they got problems, and the Jags suddenly are in the driver's seat to win the AFC South. It comes down to the Texans versus the Jags down the stretch. They will play each other in the penultimate week in the regular season finale, Colts and Texans. There's a real scenario where that's a win and in game. Winner wins the AFC South. If that's the case, I imagine it would be flexed to the Saturday night game. But I don't know. There's a lot of tight divisional races happening that there could be a few win and in games at the end of the season. But who do we have more confidence in down the stretch to win the AFC South and take care of business? The Texans behind that elite defense, or the Jags behind a defense that is good.
It's really good.
Trevor Lawrence is playing very well right now.
Well, and he's not turning the ball over, right? Like, that's the most important thing.
Not as of the last 2 weeks, but or the last 2 games. But It was only 2 weeks ago that he had 4 turnovers against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and that was a win that they got away with. You could argue, and there's plenty of teams that have gotten away with wins so far this year. I mean, you could look at the Titans and the Cardinals as well. The Cardinals seem to be on the wrong end of a lot of that. By the way, do you see the Cardinals and the Titans have a almost identical strength of schedule? So all the bad luck that people think is being just saddled on the Titans, the Cardinals are dealing with it too. At this point in time. And I don't, Robert brought this up last week. The schedule is not luck. You can end up with a team with a fourth-place schedule that ends up being better than you. But it's just, it's one of those things where you're going to face tough competition on a weekly basis either way. I trust the Texans. I mean, I don't feel good about C.J. Stroud, overwhelmingly good about C.J. Stroud, but if the other option is, but you got to trust Trevor Lawrence, I don't trust him. Like Stroud is not playing great football. He's not continued the ascent that we thought he might be on because they've wrecked him with poor offensive line decisions in front of him, and I don't think he's fully out of that. Now I think some time away to make him a little less gun shy may help the situation, but they didn't look excellent. I know it's hard to win at Kansas City. Casey's got a winning record at home so far this season, even if they're under 500, and the defense is going to give you a chance in that game no matter what. But I infinitely trust the Texans more than I do the Jaguars just because I can't trust the quarterback.
The Jaguars, down the stretch, host the Jets, go to Denver, go to Indy, and host the Titans. That's the rest of their schedule. Houston hosts Arizona, hosts Vegas, goes to L.A. to play the Chargers, and hosts the Colts. Who has the tougher schedule down the stretch here? They both have 2 opponents that have struggled this year. Texans have Cardinals and Raiders. The Jags have Jets and Titans. And then Jags have Broncos, Texans have Chargers. And then they each play the Colts.
Yeah, the Chargers are more gettable, right? I mean, any team playing the Broncos right now is in for a bit of a buzzsaw. So I would probably say, who you said who has the Chargers left on their schedule?
The Chargers have the Jets at home, Broncos on the road, Colts on the road, Titans at home.
Okay. So, yeah, you would look at that as the more attainable situation. It's not going to be easy either way, but their defense is excellent. I mean, it's the best defense in football right now. Although Seattle's making it an argument, which has been fun to watch.
This came out yesterday. Kevin Stefanski said that Shedeur Sanders is going to go ahead and be QB1 for the rest of the season. First time Stefanski has come out and said that after Shedeur was impressive. 4 total touchdowns, 364 yards in a close loss to the Titans on Sunday.
So that is a situation.
It is a situation.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Wait, read it again.
Shedeur Sanders is starting quarterback for the Browns the rest of the year.
Sorry. Yeah, that's the right situation. That's the right decision, I would say. It's a circumstance for the Browns where people are going to question why that wasn't a decision that was made earlier and why anybody thought that Dylan Gabriel was the better player when, I mean, not every draft analyst in the media sphere can be that wrong, right, about Shedeur. That he was at worst the 3rd best quarterback prospect in this year's draft. Maybe you make the argument for him and Shuck in that circumstance, but he should have never been in the 5th round, which is Mel Kiper's whole point. And I'm not saying that Mel was 100% right because Mel screaming that the NFL gets it wrong all the time, we get it right all the time is objectively incorrect.
No, it never made sense from a pure football standpoint that he fell all the way to the 5th round, right?
Now,
so it just begs the question, how bad were some of those interviews? Like, I understand some teams just wanted to stay away from, I suppose, the circus of it all, but it had to be bad for it to be that much of a fall. Because end of the day, the football is going to win out over almost everything. And for him to plummet that much and show that he can play in this league over the last couple of weeks, I can't help but go back and wonder and just think, like, what was he doing in those meetings?
Well, he was telling people that he didn't want to play for the Ravens because Lamar Jackson would be ahead of him. And they felt that wouldn't give him a reasonable opportunity to play. Like, if that's anywhere out there and real, then, yeah, teams are going to look at him side-eyed and be like, all right, bleep you. Now, What I will say is I don't think it would be so personal that many teams would pass on him that many times to end up in the 5th round. It's such a quarterback desperate league. Think about who we're talking about at the top of the draft here. Again, where you're looking around. New York's quarterback situation seems to be resolved in part, but you don't feel great about the circumstance. Would that keep them from drafting a quarterback in the late rounds this year? I don't think so. Cleveland still needs an answer. I think Vegas needs an answer. The Jets need an answer. I don't think that anybody would just look at Shedeur and be like, nah, this guy's a bleep hole. Let's not do it. Now, the thing that I will say is the argument could be made that he wasn't ready at the start of the season and that giving him some time in an NFL building could help him handle the situation better rather than throwing him to the wolves right away the way that Cam Ward was. Again, it's revisionist history to go back and say, I really would have liked a situation where Cam Ward didn't have to play right away. But I do feel that way. I feel that way about most young quarterbacks. Do I understand that the reality of the league is that we're not going to allow for that, especially if you're the number 1 overall pick? Sure. But it doesn't mean that it can't be beneficial to them. So maybe it's beneficial that Shedeur took some time before he finally got in the lineup.
The toys that are piling up at Toyfield are going to be beneficial to households across the country to
There's
benefit Salvation Army's Forgotten Angels.
Somebody must have brought a big we usually have like one company every year that brings like a semi-truck full of toys.
We usually have multiple. We are at Nissan Stadium where you can find us. The drop-off location is at the South Plaza. It is our 18th annual Toy Field, this year sponsored by A.O. Smith and Wayne's Pest Control. And we're going to be out here until 6 p.m. Everybody is broadcasting live. Don't worry, it's nice and toasty in here. We've got a nice covered-up tent, some lights, some heaters. You just got to come by and drop off the toys. The field is getting close to half full, and it always, by the end of the day, is just overflowing with toys and gifts for seniors, whether that's blankets, what have you. No gift is too big, no gift is too small. So come by and see us. There is also curbside drop-off if you're in a rush. Just pull right up at the South Plaza. Somebody will come out and get the toys. There are signs pointing you where to go that say Toyfield. So come and hang out while you're here after you drop off some toys. Speaking of geriatrics that could be returning to play, the Bucks are signing outside linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul to their practice squad.
I didn't see that this morning.
He had a tryout on Monday. He is 36 years old. Obviously was a member of that Bucks.
He's only 36?
I know. I would have guessed 40. I would have guessed at least 40.
What the hell?
He was on the Tom Brady Super Bowl winning team in the 2020 season.
He was on the team that beat Tom Brady.
Both.
No, he was on the Bucks when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm talking about the Giants. He was on the second Giants team that beat.
Yes. I'm saying he returns.
That's why I thought he was 40.
I'm saying he returns to the Bucks where he won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
Good
in
pull,
2020.
Ross.
And yes, he was also part of a Giants team, one of the 2 Giants teams that beat Brady. And he has not played football since 2023. He played in 3 games in 2023, 1 for the Saints and 2 for the Dolphins.
I mean, they're just running out of bodies, and I know that Mike Evans is on the mend, so that will at least help them down the stretch as they try to hold serve in their division. But I mean, they were talking about it on the broadcast last night. Do you really think that Troy Aikman and Joe Buck haven't asked Jason Kelce if the Eagles have called him? Because they were hinting at, the Eagles should really think about giving this guy a call, given their struggles on the interior offensive line. He's on your broadcast team. I have to imagine that it's come up in conversation at some point in time, rather than you just hinting at it, boys. But I thought that was interesting because they just had the camera on. They were just speculating for a national television on it. Should Jason Kelce get a call from the Eagles at 38 years old?
Jason Kelce strikes me as the type of guy to stay retired. He looks like he's having a good time.
Sure, but I mean, these guys, are wired a little different. So there's if the door is open for a potential championship run, and they are still in the driver's seat of their division, it would at least be tempting because it's tough to pass. I mean, Lucas, I know what you would do for money. If somebody, you have many times told me off air the kind of terrible things that you would do for money, which I will spare you from bringing those horrible character flaws to light.
What do you think he's doing right now, Jason Kelce? You think he's going to make more money going back on a 1-year, end-of-the-year deal with the Eagles when he's making on ESPN and the podcast is through the roof?
You could always,
he's doing commercials?
You could always Gruden it. There's always more money to be made from the networks. You could say, I'm thinking about going back unless you guys give me more money. But, yeah, I mean, this is a thing that teams tend to do. Now, the idea that we're talking about JPP being signed at 38 years old on the same day where Phillip Rivers at 44 is getting a workout, teams have been pushed to extremes. But, I mean, that's the nature of the NFL, right? You're just trying to survive through the end of the season and get as many healthy pieces and parts for a playoff run as humanly possible, and the Bucks are alive that way.
Ross, what do we have to give away for what made you say oh no in sports this week?
Yes, we have 2 tickets to see the Preds host the St. Louis Blues this Thursday in Nashville, and then a $100 A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa gift card.
All right, very good. 615-737-1045. You call in, you tell us what in sports made you say, oh no. Look at Robert being helpful with a mountain of toys that he's carrying in here. Many Barbies. Looks like some Legos. Don't drop the toys and break them, you dope.
Has anybody told him that his defensive coordinator has been hired away?
Oh, look at him in his East Carolina.
He's going to Ole Miss.
Look, okay.
You're DC.
This is not good radio. People can't hear.
Oh,
me.
you're OC. You're OC. One of them.
They're all leaving. We'll get. Look at him. He's actually upset at us. We'll get Robert's live reaction to his entire coaching staff being hired away next.
Is it really our OC? Yeah, OC.
The Tennessee Men's Clinic is here to help you if you're experiencing performance issues, because erectile dysfunction can wreck your confidence. It can impact your relationship, your mental health, and even your sense of identity. But there's good news. There's real help. Since 2014, the Tennessee Men's Clinic has helped thousands of guys get back to feeling like themselves. And they aren't cookie-cutter treatments that are on offer. The Tennessee Men's Clinic is urology-based and staffed with multiple licensed providers who specialize in men's sexual health. They use proven treatments tailored to your specific situation. No one size fits all. Whether you're dealing with mild or moderate ED, performance issues, or even conditions like Peyronie's disease, their medical team will work with you to create a plan that gets results, often with options most guys didn't even know were out there. The initial appointment is only $99 and includes a full medical consultation, blood work, and, if medically advised, a test dose right there in the office. So call them today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090, or book easily online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
615-737-1045 for the chance to win a pair of Preds tickets and a $100 gift card to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. What in sports made you say, oh no? Ross is back there fielding calls, so he will put you on hold. Remember to stay on hold for the opportunity to win those tickets and for Ross to be able to get back in touch with you if you do, in fact, win. Robert, would you like to start the bidding?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Look what you did.
I'm sorry.
You've made him useless for the rest of the show.
I'm sorry.
Your
buddy.
oh no is a very personal one, especially while you're dressed like Grimace in your East Carolina pullover.
It's not Grimace, dude. Grimace is not this cool of a purple. What I don't understand is why you guys in the SEC just can't leave well enough alone. You want to poo-poo on everybody else.
Oh, this is not Power 5. Oh, it's not. You're not as good as our conference. We're the best conference.
And then you go and hire an offensive coordinator from the American? There wasn't anybody on your list of candidates that was more appealing? You had to take our guy? And then our DC goes to another American conference opponent in USF.
Oh, we want to be with the fancy Brian Hartline. Look how many wide receivers.
You're a defensive coach. He's not going to bring anybody in for you. What the hell are you doing there? So it's just frustrating because you exceed all expectations as far as ECU is concerned. They had a chance to get in the playoffs. I would have never thought in a million years that we would have even been close to sniffing a chance to get the right to get our ass whooped by Georgia. Never in a million years. But here we are. We lost our OC. We lost our DC. I'm sure all of our amazing rising juniors are going to leave and go to Ole Miss. And
our players are too good in the SEC, but we want Yannick Smith and Desario Riles. And, your running back's pretty good, London Montgomery. I think we'll take him, too.
Just take everything. Take the whole thing. We'll just make us Ole Miss then. We'll just be Ole Miss in the East. East.
Oh, buddy.
So I'm over it. I'm done.
I'm sorry.
You don't sound over it.
I give up. I don't know what we're supposed to do. Our coach is like $1,000,005 in his first 15 games, and it doesn't mean anything because he's going to lose coordinators every year. He's going to lose players every year. And I just can't keep doing this. I just want to win something.
You saw the...
Damn it.
You have the opportunity to win something, buddy.
No, to win what? 5th place? To win third best school in North Carolina? I'm tired of it.
To win the Military Bowl.
Oh, great. Against who? Yeah, we have a big opportunity in the Military Bowl. Who's it against, Lucas?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pitt. Yeah, Pitt's going to knock the crap out of us. 2 times in 2 weeks, Pittsburgh is going to make my day terrible.
They're not that good.
Bert, did you ever win a title on the video game with ECU?
Shut up, Ross.
Just asking a question.
A video game. Did I win a championship on a video game? Did you hear that?
Did you get a cupcake at your friend's birthday party?
Like, come on, dude. So much good equity you built yesterday by bringing us your Mammy squash casserole, which is still in my floorboard, by the way, because it was cold enough to count as refrigeration, so I can go out there and eat that.
Oh, in your car?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was cold enough. Cold enough. There's not like any meat that can spoil in that.
What was your QB's last name again?
Huh?
Don't
Don't
worry.
you go looking in the portal for nobody. Don't you come looking
No,
for
he's
none of
talking
our...
about your creative player. What was your
Burt
quarterback's name?
Macomb.
Lucas, what's your own name?
Oh, what made me sports say oh no in sports?
What made me sports and oh no?
We are so much worse when we're not in the
No,
studio.
that's not true. That's not
I
true.
have been objectively bad for the first hour.
Well,
so
it's
far
because
today.
you're so buttoned up. I think you should let loose and let a couple of those buttons down, buddy. Let's see that
No.
bearskin rug that is your chest.
What made me say oh no in sports is the state of bowl season in college football. That an institution like the Birmingham Bowl would have to go 7 teams deep getting declined over and over and over before settling for Georgia Southern versus 5-7 Appalachian State. That's what made me say oh no. The Birmingham Bowl is one of the pillars of bowl season. This is an offense to the sanctity of college football. The Birmingham Bowl, the place where Diego Pavia won his first bowl game over Georgia Tech in a battle against Haynes King and the Yellow Jackets. The place where USF won in a thriller in overtime over South Carolina just 10 years ago. I'm old enough to remember a Florida running back pooping his pants during the Birmingham Bowl
Actually?
against your ECU Pirates.
Yeah.
Yes. You
Somebody-
remember this?
somebody pooped their pants?
Oh, Dookie pants.
He
I remember
poop-
it well.
Look it up. He pooped his pants during the game for everyone to see.
What? And still came back in and scored a touchdown.
Against ECU.
as one does.
Crappy situation.
And here we are. Now, it is a product of what's happened in the SEC this year, but can you tell me how many SEC teams are in the playoff?
Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss.
And can you tell me how many SEC teams did not make a bowl game?
Oh, I can't. How many?
6.
Really?
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yes. So that's 5 in the playoff. That's 6 that are outside of bowl eligibility.
Wait, who'd I leave off? I only said 4.
Did you say A&M?
I did not say anything.
How many does that leave? 5. Only 5 SEC teams are playing in bowl games that are not college football playoff games. So that's part of it. But just the general state, the idea that the Birmingham Bowl has to sit there and be told no over and over is an offense to where we are right now in college football.
I'm sorry. My oh no is the Atlanta Falcons. They got their asses whipped by the Seattle Seahawks, 37-9 over the weekend. I saw tweets from people in the Atlanta area about surely Raheem Morris gets fired. At this point in time, they have forsaken their draft picks. Their number 1 overall draft pick this coming draft belongs to the Los Angeles Rams. It would not be an attractive job to take. Now, Blaine and I were talking about this the other day off air. Blaine thinks that the Falcons' job would be more attractive than the Titans' job. And I think there are arguments to be made on both sides of that. But if you're the Falcons, I don't know that you would fire Raheem Morris, and I don't know that you're just not kind of stuck in this for the foreseeable future. With Michael Penix done for the year and needing knee surgery, you're just kind of playing out the stretch at this point with 55-year-old Kirk Cousins and a defense that looked good at the start of the season. And James Pierce is doing some good things. He's not a wash of a football player by any stretch of the imagination, but he's not worth what they sacrificed to go get him at this point in time. Just the general state of the Falcons franchise. I'm not saying that the Titans or the Raiders or that there aren't worse situations elsewhere in the NFL, but it would be tough to be a Falcons fan right now, just perpetually, it seems. They have bad luck. You want to talk about bad luck? Falcons fans. Georgia sports fans seem to have some of the worst luck out there.
I don't want to hear it. They just won a title like 2 years ago.
Okay, buddy.
Georgia are SEC champs. Georgia sports fans are the most woe is me fans.
No, Falcons fans are allowed.
That have gotten good. I'm talking about fans in the state of Georgia,
Okay.
because most Falcons fans are also Braves fans, are also Georgia Bulldog fans.
Yes.
Their Georgia team is pretty much the best program in college football at the moment, at least one of the 2 best. And their Braves team, though they just had a bad season where they missed the playoffs, just won the World Series like 2 years ago. I don't want to hear any complaining from Georgia, the state of Georgia sports fans.
615-737-1045. Who's up first, Ross?
Let's see. We got Steve up first.
Okay, Steve, what is your oh no?
Oh, no, the CFP met again on Sunday, and they got it all wrong again. Just to beat the Bavacqua calling from Notre Dame. I got to win something, man, because every year the 13 team's gonna complain and bitch. If there's 16 teams in, number 17's complaining. So I want to win something. And if I don't win it, give it to Grimace.
All right. Well done. Anybody could have said Notre Dame. Notre Dame for the dumbest thing in sports. Notre Dame for oh no. I mean, Notre Dame's AD. I don't know how I feel about Marcus Freeman going along with it. Did you see that clip from Dan Patrick's show I sent in last night?
Embarrassing stuff from Pete Bavacqua. Embarrassing stuff.
He just sounds like a petulant child.
Petulant child.
I think his name sounds like a great Greek dish. What is it again?
Bavacqua?
Bavacqua.
Yeah. You've never had the exclusive dessert known as baklava?
No, I love baklava. It gets very stuck in my teeth, though.
Well, somebody made us a squash casserole. Do you think somebody would make us a baklava?
Sure.
Are you just asking Ross's mother to make you food?
Well,
now?
not Ross's mom necessarily, but I would. We asked one of our coworkers if they would make chitlins for us because me and Lucas have not tried chitlins. So
I want to try.
The wish list goes chitlins, baklava. I'd enjoy a nice shrimp cocktail.
We'll see what I can do.
I've got the St. Elmo sauce at home.
Let's save the Pete Bavacqua stuff for tomorrow because we could get into that.
Who's next, Ross?
Danny.
Go ahead, Danny.
So no, for me this week is Ohio State missing the chip shot field goal to tie it late in the fourth quarter. Oh no! What are you doing?
It was real bad. It was real bad.
It's good at the end there.
Yeah, no, it's
good delivery.
Well, and it's made worse because you saw the maybe you didn't. You saw that the Ohio State kicker put out like a video on TikTok doing like trick shots before, like from different angles.
Before the game?
Before the game, like he was on the field at Lucas Oil. I saw it on Instagram last night. I don't think it was AI. I think it was real. You never know on the internet anymore.
The one with him hitting the uprights in pregame?
Yeah, him like going through all the different angles.
Yeah, how about you put it through, buddy? It's like, hey, look how close I can put it to the hole if you're a golfer. Like, you too good for your home ball?
What a funny concept. Like, while the accuracy is impressive, watch me almost make a field goal.
I can hit the apple off of that upright. Well, you need to put it through there. Can we put an apple in the middle of that upright, please, sir?
Yeah, so I would say that compounds the oh no. Who's next?
Jacob is up next.
My oh no comes from 6 o'clock this morning in 28-degree weather. Ramon Foster, if you're on, showed up in shorts and a hoodie with no undershirt. Not coming to work prepared. That's my oh no this week.
Did he really?
He forgot it was here. He was passing the stadium and was like, oh, crap.
What's going on at Nissan?
I got to work there today. He was dressed like he was going to the gym, shorts, no gloves.
Didn't he have tights on underneath, though?
Yes. He looked like a speed walker.
So what did he do? Did he go home?
Slay, being the incredible brother that he is, brought him some some cold weather gear.
That might be Ramon's first appearance in one of our segments here.
Slay, good person.
But also, that submission was tough because he didn't go, oh no, like he's melting or something.
Like Danny did?
Yeah,
yes.
Danny's the leader because of that.
In my opinion, that makes any submission
better,
500 times better. If you're going to go, oh no, the goofier your oh no, the more likely I am to pick you for your submission.
100%.
I don't know, though. Ramon's that's the worst of the offenses. Like, because I've definitely done that, like driven by Nissan or something like that, forgotten that we were supposed to be on location or whatever, but never in a situation where I was unprepared for the elements. One more, Ross. Who else is there?
Let's see. Henry or Blake? I like Henry more. We'll go Henry.
That's rude. Go ahead, Henry.
Hey, gentlemen, my oh no is watching Jalen Hurts throw a pick and have a fumble in the exact same way. That was tough to watch. Though I will say, seeing it Monsters, Inc. style was pretty sick. That was pretty fun.
The Monsters, Inc. broadcast
Did you watch?
Was lit.
I saw Bussin was posting a lot of the highlights, but not from the game. But they were posting the Monsters, Inc. highlights.
John P. Sullivan.
Sully was a monster.
Who was Jalen Hurts in the game? I want to see Jalen Hurts as a Monsters, Inc.
I think it was Mike Wazowski. They should have had him as Randall. Or
No. I think
I'm coming, Charger.
No, I saw Hurts at an actual Hurts character, not Sully or Mike.
Oh yeah, they
Hurts threw the pick to Sully.
Yes, so they had designated players that were. And if last night's game was a dessert, it would have been a turnover.
Oh.
How many turnovers? Don't you laugh. I know you want to. Don't you laugh.
It's not a good joke.
It was a great joke.
All to end in a field goal for the Chargers. Like, it was so dramatic.
Well, it was very apropos because Hurts threw another pick to end it.
Oh, what I would give to see him as Mike Wazowski throwing a pick and fumbling on the same play.
What do you mean? Sully, you were wide open.
He's going to put out such an inspirational quote this week.
Jalen Hurts, is he a big inspirational quote guy?
Speak softly and carry a big pick.
Okay, so I'm between.
Nobody heard by Winston Churchill. That was good. Come on.
That was excellent, Bert.
Speak softly and carry a big pick.
That's not that good.
Come on. We're working here.
You didn't even get a charity smile from him.
I got a charity head nod, which is as good as a groan.
I'm between Henry with Jalen Hurts just playing poorly last night, or Ramon showing up not thinking that he was supposed to be here for work today.
Neither one of those said, "Oh no, funny."
Yeah, I'd go Henry.
Henry it is. Congratulations to Henry. He gets the Preds tickets and a $100 gift card to a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, who make this segment possible each and every week. Holiday season is upon us. A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa, a great place to get your loved one something nice in their life. Coming up next, we will talk about Fernando Mendoza. Did he win the Heisman on Saturday, or is there still wiggle room for Diego Pavia to pull it off? I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone.
11:03. Good morning. Broadcasting live from Toyfield in the South Plaza at Nissan Stadium. I'm Lucas Panzica. Monday Night Football, the Chargers outlasted the Eagles in overtime, walking it off 22-19. The final, Jalen Hurts. A rough day. 5 turnovers as the Eagles fall to 8-5. The Chargers improve to 9-4. Yesterday, 2025 Heisman finalists dropped. They are Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Vandy quarterback Diego Pavia, and Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin. The ceremony will be this Saturday night in New York. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Well, this makes no damn sense.
Well, hang on. Now it
Okay.
does.
Robert requested the Lady Gaga song coming back from break, then did not have his headphones on for the Lady Gaga song that he requested.
Banger.
It is a banger.
She has
When's the
nothing-
last time you've listened to Lady Gaga?
Too long.
Yeah.
She kind of just fell off. She did Stars Born with Bradley Cooper, crushed it.
I don't think she fell off. She just stopped doing stuff.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She wasn't making music.
Yeah.
And then she did that concert last summer in Rio that
2 million people
showed up for her. And I think she put out a new album, but Lady Gaga of 2010-ish, top of the world.
She did a pop-up show somewhere in Nashville at a dive bar. I want to say it was like Basement East or something ridiculous.
That would be insane.
Like one of these Bud Light tailgate things that Post Malone and 2 Chainz used to do, where they'll just play like a small venue and announce it an hour and a half before or something like that. It's like the first couple of years that I was down here. Anyway, so it's not Alejandro, but it is Fernando in the Heisman Trophy foursome that is going to be invited to New York. So it's Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana quarterback, Diego Pavia, of course, of Vanderbilt, Jeremiah Love, the Notre Dame running back, and Julian Sayin are the 4 Heisman Trophy finalists announced officially yesterday. Now, Mendoza is for sure going to win it over Julian Sayin because Mendoza, while it was, I saw a bunch of tweets after the fact saying Mendoza put on some kind of God-tier performance against Ohio State. He was fine. And listen, it's a huge accomplishment for Indiana, given who they have been their entire existence of that program, to beat Ohio State, to win the Big Ten, and to win the Big Ten title game. Of course it is. So I'm not detracting from the significance of what it is that Mendoza did, but the performance itself was not anything spectacular, I think, by college football standards. It was a 13-10 win.
Best defense in the country he played.
And his numbers look reflective of Arch Manning. Their stat line is similar. If you go back and look at Ohio State versus Texas and what Indiana did versus Ohio State at the end of I guess it's not the regular season, but you understand. So.
Well, before we go further, we have to hear from Fernando Mendoza.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations, Indiana, the Big Ten champs. How does that sound?
It sounds so beautiful. I want to give all the glory to God. We were never supposed to be in this position, but by the glory of God, the great coaches, great teammates, everyone we have around us, we were able to pull this off. Whoever thought the Hoosiers would be here, but now the Hoosiers are flipping champs. Let's go.
You guys call yourself a bunch of misfits who found the right home at Indiana. Why was this the right place for this group?
It's the right place for process-oriented. We're going day by day. Whether it's the offensive line, the defense, the coaches, special teams, we're all process-oriented to one goal. That's our thing, is we're brothers. We can drag teams into the deep end because we know that we're going to stick together and we're the strongest glue ever.
Tell me about finding Charlie Becker, 3rd down, 2 minutes to go. We talk about Heisman moments, but take me through that one.
And what an incredible, he's been every single day in summer. We were always throw before practice, before at 7 a.m. on Sundays, doing spots, doing routes, and now you see it to come to fruition. He's my roommate, couldn't be happy for such a young man as well as our defense playing lights out. And everybody what an incredible moment.
I mean, I loved every second of it. It was so funny seeing the reactions. People either had the opinion of, oh, you can't give that guy the Heisman, or Oh, you have to give that guy the Heisman.
Yeah.
And Hoosiers are flipping champs. Let's go. Needs to be entrenched in Indiana history.
I'm sure there's a T-shirt somewhere.
Oh, it
out
has
there
to
in the
be.
world.
There better be.
So an NFL agent friend of mine sent me this tweet that was making the rounds, I guess, after the speech. It says Fernando Mendoza with a picture of him, and it's a pros and cons list. Pros: NFL size, NFL arm, mobile enough, elite accuracy, great touch, great pocket presence, 11-0 with Indiana, multiple game-winning drives and clutch moments, high football IQ, 3-year starter. Those are all the pros. And in the cons, there's only one con against him. He's a dork.
Not a con. Who says that's a con? That to me just increases the aura for Fernando. And if anybody knew anything about Fernando Mendoza, they're not surprised by this.
Oh, yeah, he did the same thing when Cal beat Miami last year.
No, it was Stanford. Cal beat Stanford to qualify for a bowl game. And
You
get
sure
their
he didn't do it after Miami?
He probably did something along those lines. But
wait, did Miami win?
I can't remember.
That was the game Miami came back when they were down a lot.
That's right, because there was officiating stuff that
yeah.
happened against Miami that was questionable.
No,
okay, my bad.
Crazy
Stanford.
comeback
You're
for
right.
Miami.
You're right.
Regular season finale, 99 yards with the boys. Like that whole post-game interview after that win for Cal, that kind of put Fernando Mendoza on the map from a personality standpoint. So anybody that saw that wasn't surprised by this. I loved it, man. I thought it was awesome. With that said, if I had a Heisman vote, which I obviously do not, I'm cashing it in for Diego Pavia. 100%. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind Diego Pavia should win the Heisman.
Okay. So I am willing to hear that argument. Fernando Mendoza has a better story, I think. But if you're talking about...
I don't know, man. Does he? Like, yes. He's climbed a bigger mountaintop.
He does. He has a better story, I think.
They have both authored kind of an arrival, although Indiana somewhat did that last year.
Yeah, but one of them actually got it done, and the other one didn't.
Ugh.
The other one lost at Texas and at Alabama.
I guess so.
The Mendoza is undefeated and just beat the number one team in the country.
The thing is, I think Pavia means more to Vandy than Mendoza means to Indiana. As a program, as a team.
Indiana's Pavia is Signetti, if that maths.
Yes.
But it's not about, the best mascot for the program, which Pavia is a bit of a mascot while also being the quarterback.
Pavia's also a baller.
Listen to me, all right? I'm not saying that you're wrong here. I'm saying that if the conversation is about the best player in college football, I think Pavia has been more impressive statistically against a greater level of competition than has Fernando Mendoza until this past weekend, when Fernando Mendoza went out there and put up, by college standards, maybe pedestrian numbers is probably too dismissive of the job that he did against Ohio State's defense, but it's the number one defense in the country, and he beat them. He beat them soundly. And there were some missed holding calls. Kirby's an Ohio State fan. Kirby was talking to me about the way that offensive linemen were just tackling pass rushers out there that weren't getting called, which I absolutely acknowledge. There were some missed calls in that game. But Mendoza, I think, is a significantly, I wouldn't say a significantly better story, but he has accomplished more. He actually got the job done. Pavia didn't. It's not a moral victory award.
Yeah, it does feel like it has come down to Mendoza versus Pavia as opposed to Mendoza versus Sayan, which is what it looked like it was leading up to.
Sayan lost the head-to-head. He's out.
Okay, but Buck, when you say that, though, that Mendoza got it done, Pavia didn't, would that not be a team thing instead of a quarterback thing? Because I feel like Pavia individually did get it done.
Agreed.
No, he didn't beat the two teams that he was tasked with beating.
But is that all on his shoulders?
Yes, Alabama is on his shoulders for sure.
But there's nothing the Alabama, yes. But there's nothing that says the Heisman winner has to have led his team to a mountaintop. Like, Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy on an
If you're doing story
LSU
arc,
team.
then yeah, it does. Like, he has to get the job done at the end. He can't lose. He can't get killed 2 games. He can't not make the playoff and then, not have the opportunity to show himself against the best competition. Mendoza earned it more than Pavia did.
Here's what's annoying. Mendoza's going to win the Heisman, and then Pavia's going to win the Davey O'Brien Award that goes to the best quarterback. Like, watch. That's how this is going to happen, because that's how it always happens. The quarterback that doesn't get the Heisman gets the consolation of the Davey O'Brien
There's not
Award.
a scenario in which Mendoza could win both?
I suppose he could. I just feel like that's how it's going to play out. I'm trying to remember who Jaden Daniels beat out in the 2023 Heisman race.
We should be able to remember that. It wasn't that long ago.
Was not that Michael Penix
Bo Nix.
and Bo Nix?
Nix was awesome his final year at Oregon.
Yeah, and Daniels was
electric,
historic. I mean, he had a historic season, and it wasn't his fault that LSU's defense was among the worst in the country. But I just think Pavia means more to his team.
So, I didn't know this until recently. Did you know that Heisman Trophy winners automatically get a Heisman Trophy vote?
No, I did not know that.
Well, neither did Derrick Henry, apparently, because I was told that Derrick Henry was informed that he had a Heisman Trophy vote and that he asked somebody about when he should submit his Heisman Trophy vote, and he was told 2 hours ago. So
who's Derrick Henry going to vote for?
Derrick Henry. Well, he didn't. He forgot to
too
vote.
Late. Okay. Who would he have voted for?
I have no idea. I'm sure
Jeremiah Love.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. He would have had to vote for Jeremiah Love.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would have been lobbied by a couple of different people in that situation. But yeah, Derrick Henry missing the boat on the Heisman vote apparently.
I think Mendoza, like it or not, like those sort of marginal things that have nothing to do with football do leak into people's brains and have an impact in my mind. I think the Mendoza post-game interview will do as much to help him win the Heisman than the actual performance on the field against Ohio State.
Oh, yeah, but it's almost recency bias, though, right? Like, Pavia deprives himself of that moment.
Yeah.
Because it could be Pavia's moment.
He's been doing that all year.
Right. But not as we get closer to the vote itself. And I'm not saying that recency bias should matter. Like, the thing that I love about so Jason Fitz is not going to be on the show today. We'll find a different day of the week to get Fitzy on there. But he's a Biletnikoff Trophy voter. And, like, the way that Fitzy was agonizing, like, he walked me through his entire process on why he voted. What's the Lemon kid's first name? Makai Lemon.
USC receiver.
Why he voted Makai Lemon for, and I hope I'm not disclosing any information that he didn't want out there, but why he voted Makai Lemon for the Biletnikoff instead of Jeremiah Smith, the Ohio State wide receiver. Because it's not about the most talented player. It's about the most statistically impressive and best play. Like, he went through all the different math on all the different players that he considered and, like, legitimately upset about how he was going through the process. Like, he took time to weigh the pros and cons of the argument and decide what made the most sense on why he could make the argument, if he was pressed, on Makai Lemon for the best wide receiver in college football this specific year over the most popular name, right? A lot of this stuff ends up being popularity contests. Mike Vrabel's going to win Coach of the Year because it's a popularity contest when Kyle Shanahan should win it. You know, these things happen all the time, and so it's a problem with the voting fundamentally. And so if Mendoza ends up getting it just because of that, getting extra votes just because of that interview at the end of the year, that's just because people remember the last thing that happened in their head, not Pavia a couple of weeks ago doing the same thing.
Yeah, and there's people that may not like how Pavia, handles himself, I guess. Again, it's very Tennessee baseball-esque under Vitello. At the peak of Tennessee baseball, it's like brashness. There's a bit of an irony there that Vanderbilt fans who despised that approach as opposed to what Tim Corbin did now have that in Diego Pavia. And a lot of people don't like it. I love it. A lot of people don't like it. Fernando Mendoza, it's like, how can you watch that and be like, oh, screw that guy. I don't want him to win the Heisman.
Well, Kirby could because he's an Ohio State fan.
Well,
but
sure.
It's one of those things, like, people are saying, or there's one person on YouTube, I won't make it people plural, but there are people arguing on behalf of, that DP says Buck is biased for Mendoza. I promise you, I could not care less about Indiana football. I don't know how to convince people that this football team means nothing in my life. If anything, I'm biased for Pavia.
Bibbidi Boppity says this station hates Pavia, which is we have done nothing but shower praise.
Lucas just made the
and
listen. I don't know what other conversations are being had on the other three shows. Okay, so like maybe there's people that are not favorable to Pavia and people that are ignoring the fact that they had a Tony Vitello. With the same kind of a similar kind of attitude, or a team that projected a similar kind of attitude, when Pavia and Vanderbilt are basically doing the same thing. No, if anything, I'd say I'm biased for Pavia because I want
100%.
somebody like that to succeed.
Yeah,
but
I think it'd be cool to see him.
If you put their resumes up against one another, I know that Pavia plays in the SEC. Mendoza got the job done, and Pavia didn't. That's
Kirby, who should win
to me.
Mendoza.
Kirby,
he can.
Kirby says Mendoza, and Kirby's probably the most biased towards Vanderbilt person.
He said it in
we have. He was yelling at me that Vanderbilt should have been in the playoff, even though they lost to Alabama head-to-head. So, it's done. If you're biased for anything, It's bias for Pavia. Okay, so Lucas sees pizza, so we've lost him for the remainder of the show, it seems. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. Work with the #1 real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com today.
Smashville hockey. Around here, it can sound like a language of its own. But hey, if you can pronounce Demumbrian, then names like Yossi, Shea, and Marchessault will roll right off the tongue. Nashville Predators, only in Smashville.
One of the largest sports books east of the Mississippi, Circa Sports Kentucky, is now open. Catch all your favorite games on an 80-foot screen with stadium-style seating and live VSiN broadcast daily. Circa Sports, now open at the Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs.
My dad and I used to golf together all the time, but when he hurt his back, it was over.
To have your son want to spend time with you is amazing. That's why my chronic back pain has been so heartbreaking. Surgery, fused bones, long recovery. No way, not for me. A friend recommended stem cells, so I gave Kellum Stem Cell Institute a call.
I'm glad you're out on the course.
Yeah, it's really good.
Call the Kellum Stem Cell Institute today. Swing still looks just okay, though.
Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. The best hot chicken in the world. 615-737-1045. Kirby even rocking some Hattie B's swag today. Lucas didn't believe that a hot chicken company could produce such excellent merch. A doubter, a hater, Lucas Panzica.
Oh, you can't phase me. You can't convince the people that I don't have anything but love for Hattie B's.
Kirby pulling a weapon on you, it seems. Look at this. He's looking down the barrel of a Nerf gun.
I was toy shopping yesterday. I was like, where are we on buying toy guns for kids nowadays? Societally, where are we on that?
Nerf guns, yeah. We can still do Nerf guns.
I love a good Nerf gun, man.
Maybe not like the Nerf Gatling gun or anything like that. We're not trying to incite a war.
Just the least realistic looking. If it's like goofy and blue and green, it's like, okay. But it's like, no, this one looks real. Maybe not that
Maybe
one.
avoid that one.
Shoot your eye out.
So, I had one of those Red Ryder BB guns. Did you guys ever actually get like the Red Ryder BB gun?
My parents would never have gotten me a BB gun.
Really? I'm stunned to know that I had a Red Ryder BB gun and you did not.
Not even an airsoft gun. My parents.
I had airsoft guns too. Yeah.
No, my parents bought me real guns. At 22s.
Yeah. I believe it.
I got a real gun for graduation, but we actually should go to a shooting.
Welcome to the real world, son.
We should. I think it's important for everybody to know how to.
No, like to go through gun safety training and stuff like that. I think that's always very important, regardless of if you're going to own a weapon or not. But that's how do we get on that?
You hear that? Somebody out there owns a shooting range. I went to the Bass Pro Shop at Opry Mills to look for stuff. They have an archery range inside of
It's
there.
awesome.
Archery?
Yeah. If you want to try a bow
I've
out.
never shot a bow and arrow.
Oh, wow. That surprises no one. So if we wanted to, we could go dabble in a little archery, bring out our inner Legolas. Anybody?
Legolas? What's a Legolas?
The elf from Lord of the Rings, you goober. You uncultured swine, you Philistine.
Unbelievable. They're putting out those movies, the extended cuts, apparently into theaters.
How can they extend them more than 4.5 hours?
The extended cuts are incredible. They're like 6 hours. You have to sit out a whole day just to watch Fellowship of the Ring.
I think those are 3 of the 10 best movies ever made.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Better than Star Wars.
So you can pander to whatever gun ranges or archery ranges. Are they called ranges? Archery ranges?
Yeah.
Within the sound of our voice, if they would like to host us, and maybe I'll even shoot Robert with a bow and arrow.
No, now they're not going to let us come.
Thinking about it. Anyway, we are at Nissan Stadium today for Toyfield, which is the site of the Music City Bowl, which is where Tennessee will be playing in not too long from now. So Tennessee and Illinois will play in the Music City Bowl this year. How do you feel about the Music City Bowl? I guess I asked you that yesterday, and it's just for logistical purposes, it's good.
I'm good with it. It was always going to be either the Music City Bowl or the Gator Bowl or the Mayo Bowl. Tennessee's never played in the Mayo Bowl, but I'll take the proximity. And Tennessee didn't feel like was ever going to get like a splashy USC type of opponent. You got Michigan playing Texas. Vanderbilt goes 10-2, and they get rewarded with playing Iowa in the ReliaQuest Bowl. So hate how that shook out for them, but they do have an opportunity to play for 11 wins. That is no small thing for Vanderbilt football. And Tennessee gets Illinois, who, was a team coming into the season that was right there in the playoff picture. What were they, the preseason number 12 team in the country? They went 9-3 last year. They beat South Carolina in a bowl game. Luke Altmaier, the Ole Miss transfer at quarterback, has had a really nice couple of years there. And Brett Bielema is leading the charge. Bit of a full circle kind of deal here because Tennessee allegedly kicked the tires on Altmaier when Nico departed. Obviously, went out and got Joey Aguilar. He still leads the SEC in passing. And now Aguilar and Altmaier, both expected to play in this game, will face off in the Music City Bowl. And we'll see what the opt-outs look like for Tennessee. I imagine there will be some. I'd be surprised if Chris Brazzell played in this game as he gets ready for the draft. We'll see about a guy like left tackle Lance Hurd. I expect he'll enter the draft. There haven't been any decisions made public that I have seen from Tennessee players on that front. But both quarterbacks will play. And you don't always get that in bowl games these days. And Tennessee will seek revenge against the Big Ten for that Music City Bowl loss against Purdue a few years ago.
Oh, we were at that one.
Yeah, it was a great
fun game.
Aiden O'Connell threw for like 10 billion yards.
No defense at all.
Nope. Tennessee got out to a big lead, and Purdue came back. It was back and forth, went to overtime. Controversial forward progress call that wiped away a Jalen Wright touchdown.
Yeah, that was my first exposure to seeing you at a Tennessee game. I was shocked.
Yes.
It was jarring.
Slay was on the sideline. He came up and joined us in the stands. This was pre-Robert era.
I had to take Slay down to the sideline because he didn't know how to get to the sideline. Walking through a Vols game with Ron Slay is a nightmare. I don't know how he does it.
I had no desire to be on the sideline. I don't want to be on the sideline for those games. I want to be among the masses.
Yes, a man of the people. So do we, unless I'm missing something, Vanderbilt does not have a bowl game yet, right? But they're not opting out.
Thanks
of a
for
bowl
listening
game.
to the show. They are playing Iowa in the ReliaQuest.
Okay, my bad. I didn't hear you. So he said it 10 seconds ago. I mean, maybe.
Yes, they're playing Iowa.
Okay.
Who is going to be a tough opponent. Like, they'll just make life hard, and we'll see what that looks like. I expect Pavia to play, right?
I would hope so, right? I mean, especially if Vanderbilt's going to do this thing, and you may have talked about it when you were hanging out with Ramon last week towards the end of the week, the idea that Vandy reportedly wanted to play a 13th game to kind of make their final pitch to the college football playoff committee, which to me was a bit thirsty. Like, I get it, and I get you're going to exhaust every opportunity and every avenue to try to make the playoff, which is what they've kind of been dedicated to the whole way through. But I don't know. At the end, like, you didn't win the games that you needed to win to get in, so I was just kind of like, all right.
Which Clark Lee said and handled it a lot better than his former employer Notre Dame did.
Well, that's the thing that stood out to me is the headlines of Clark Lee being asked if they ever considered opting out of a bowl game, and he said, "No, we love football here."
Mm-hmm.
It's just not to make this a conversation about Notre Dame, but it's such a bad look.
It's awful. I think it's pathetic.
In fact, well, I don't know. I wanted to save it for my dumbest thing in sports. It's probably your dumbest thing in sports too. We could probably take both different angles on the Notre Dame thing. But I kind of do want to play this audio before tomorrow. We can play it again tomorrow. How do you feel?
Aqua?
Yeah, on the Dan Patrick Show.
I guess we can.
Ross, in the Twitter group, there is audio or video rather that we'll use for audio of the Notre Dame athletic director on Dan Patrick yesterday. Just let me know when you have it because I would like to hear from him. But the Clark Lee thing, like, it's refreshing honesty. It's somebody who's going to stick to their word on how much they've wanted to battle through this and finish out the season strong. It's why I would be stunned if I'm sure there's no dialogue around Pavia not playing at all. Right? Especially if you've got Jared Curtis coming in here and Pavia's in the middle of this lawsuit for eligibility. I can't imagine a world in which Pavia doesn't play.
I feel like there are stakes for both Tennessee and Vandy, right? Especially for Vandy. Like, the idea of Vanderbilt winning 11 games in a year, regardless of how they got there or what game they won to get there, it is just yet another feather in the cap of the best season in school history. And for Tennessee, I just feel like they need to go into the offseason with some juice, with a little bit of momentum, with a good feeling about them after the way the season ended against Vanderbilt. And Vols fans got what they wanted yesterday with Josh Heupel firing Tim Banks. By the way, former Purdue head coach Ryan Walters seems to be the number one candidate for that job. Also, the former defensive coordinator at Illinois got hired to be the head coach at Purdue, was disastrous, but has done a nice job this year working for Jed Fish as the defensive coordinator at Washington. He and Heupel overlapped when they worked at Missouri together under Barry Odom. So that seems to be candidate number one for Tennessee in that regard. William Inge, the linebackers coach, will be the interim DC for this game. But obviously Vanderbilt, we know what's on the line for them in the ReliaQuest Bowl. For Tennessee, to just go into the offseason, it would just feel like a continuation from the Vanderbilt game if they were to lose to Illinois in the Music City Bowl, where it's going to be all Tennessee fans here. I don't even know if Illinois football fans exist. Is that like an Indiana thing, where Illinois only cares about basketball, even though their football program has been somewhat competent?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, all I know is there will be Tennessee orange
for sure.
in this stadium.
I mean, and Illinois is like a different kind of orange, right? So it probably wouldn't look like there was much of a contingent. It's like orange and blue. It's kind of like the Bears, I think.
Well, you lost the Music City Bowl in 2021, but yet still, Tennessee played, I think, punched above its weight a little bit that year, going 7-5. Everybody kind of expected a 4-8, 5-7 year one under Heupel. So there was still positive momentum going into 2022, but this feels like a little more important just to get some wind in your sails heading into the offseason.
I am curious to see what they end up doing with this defensive coordinator hire, because you talk about offseason momentum. Like, that's a hire that they have to get right. If Heupel's going to fire somebody for the first time in his career, let go an assistant or a position coach or a coordinator for the first time in his career, that has to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a splash hire, though. I think fans are going to want a big name, right?
Well,
in that kind of a situation.
If he goes out and gets Ryan Walters, then it will have been clear that that was the move the whole way. So if he fires Tim Banks and goes out and gets his guy with intentionality, and let's say if that hire is made official this week, then it's like, okay, you made a firing knowing who you had in mind, somebody you have experience with, a sitting Power 4 defensive coordinator that's had success at multiple stops as a coordinator, then I think people can be satisfied by that. So we'll see if that's the route that Tennessee ends up officially going. Seems like that's where all signs are pointing. Shall we hear from Pete Bavacqua?
We can. Let's hear from the Notre Dame athletic director on the Dan Patrick Show, addressing the outrage that was Notre Dame getting left out of the playoff.
What role did the ACC play in any of this, in your opinion?
Well, I would tell you, I mean, again, I have tremendous respect for Miami. Great team, great school. Their athletic director, Dan Radakovich, is a good friend, and all the teams in the ACC, great, wonderful universities. We have no gripes about any of the schools in the ACC, but we were mystified by the actions of the conference to attack, their biggest, really, business partner in football and a member of their conference in 24 of our other sports. And I would tell you, Dan, I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say that they have certainly done permanent damage to the relationship between the conference and Notre Dame.
What do you mean?
Just we didn't appreciate the fact that we were singled out repeatedly and compared to Miami. Not by Miami. Miami has every right to do that. But it raised a lot of eyebrows here that the conference was taking shots at us. And that's just not something we chose to do. We wouldn't choose to do that in the future, and people might disagree with us, but that's just not something that we'd be comfortable with. And again, we have no problem with any of these teams. These are all great teams. You look at those teams, Miami, like I said, great season. They beat us. You think about Alabama, nobody's had more success in college football over the last decade than Alabama. But then, you follow this sport so closely. Everybody was saying that we were one of a handful of teams that could win this whole thing. Yeah. And now we have 0% chance. Even Nick Saban, nobody knows more about college football maybe in the history of the world than Nick Saban. And he said it yesterday, like, how is Notre Dame not in this? I mean, everybody is just kind of confused and perplexed, and we don't have good answers for the kids on our team, for our student athletes.
Man. What a loser.
The arrogance is mind-numbing.
Yeah, but if you're Notre
astounding.
Dame, like, you get to be arrogant.
I don't even know where to begin. Like, everyone was saying we were one of the teams that, okay, bud. Yeah, everybody and their mother was saying, who could win the national championship this year?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, who lost the two best teams on their schedule.
Well, and the idea that he's outraged because – famously, Notre Dame is not in the conference. Does CJ just pull a bunch of lights down?
Somebody just don't blame CJ. CJ's not here.
Okay.
But yeah, some lights did just fall.
Trying to implicate Nick Saban too.
Well, yeah, he's just shooting strays at this point in time, because for him to say, as an institution, a program that doesn't have to play in a conference, to be outraged that the idea that the ACC would dare advocate for member institutions of the ACC over Notre Dame, who does play, like half an ACC schedule, but again, isn't a part of the conference. I get the people who would just throw their hands up in the air and say, just shut up, join a conference, be like everybody else, go through the rest of this the way that everybody else does. You're not special, but Notre Dame has been told it's special its entire existence, and Pete Bavacqua is kind of a symbol for that right now, and it's not going to play well for Notre Dame. It's not going to play well for Pete Bavacqua. I kind of hate it for Marcus Freeman. If I was Marcus, like, that's such a cop out, and I don't know.
It's a loser thing to do, to pull out of the.
It's a loser thing to do.
Take your ball and go home. To be just pearl clutching.
You don't have to prove everybody right if you're Notre Dame.
We would have never done that. We at Notre Dame would never besmirch an outside party to get in at their expense. Like, wow, congratulations. Everybody clap for Notre Dame classier than everybody else. They would never do that. The ACC played the Miami Notre Dame game on a repeat on ACC Network over and over and over as a reminder that Miami beat Notre Dame in the head-to-head. And obviously the right thing happened. This is
the right thing happened even though the process was wrong.
And
I think we can all agree on both of those
This
things.
is the committee's fault that this is happening, right? The
Yes.
committee allowed Notre Dame to sit there and say, all right, well, we're in, right? We're in the top 10. We're not playing this weekend. I guess we're in.
Pete Pavacqua is the whiniest version of what the Notre Dame fan argument is. Now, he made it particularly poorly, but I don't blame Notre Dame fans for being upset that the rug got pulled out from under them, even if it was the right thing to do the whole way through. The committee shouldn't have gaslit them into thinking that they should be in any way ranked above Miami, given the head-to-head nature of the law. Somebody said in the chat, they don't think I'm qualified to speak on arrogance. No, I'm the most qualified person to speak on arrogance.
Here's another.
Given how much arrogance I embody, I think I'm the most qualified to identify that behavior.
On 3 Sports with another Bavacqua quote saying, we were definitely being targeted. We bring tremendous football value.
Being targeted?
We were being targeted. We bring tremendous football value to the ACC.
Well, he's right about that.
And we didn't understand why you would go out of your way to try and damage us in the process. What? Why would you do that? How could you do that? Unbelievable. Just pathetic, arrogant, all of the things. Like, take your ball and go home.
It's a
and lose
really
your
bad
stuff.
look. It's a really bad
Horrible
look. I wish Marcus Freeman. I wonder what the dialogue was between Marcus Freeman and Pete Pavacqua about, like, actually playing in a bowl game. Because I can't imagine Marcus Freeman's okay with that.
I know, and I really like Marcus Freeman. Like, I think he legitimately is a star as a coach and a great leader, and I've only ever respected anything he's ever done or said or been impressed by him. But I hate the idea that he could have been on board with this.
Well, and I don't want to assume anything at all, but that he could have been superseded by a petty athletic director who's like, no, we're not playing in a bowl game.
Just can't even fathom it, right? I just can't even fathom not going the route of having the mentality as a football team to say, all right, well, let's go and kick the ass of whoever they give us in the bowl game to show that it's ridiculous we were left out. It's insane.
615-737-1045 is the number if you want to jump in. In the meantime, I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. We're hanging out at Toyfield, the 18th annual edition, made possible by A.O. Smith, Wayne's Pest Control, at the South End Zone Plaza of Nissan Stadium. Between gates 8 and 9 is where Cumulus will be hanging out today. How many stations do we have here? TN's here.
92Q.
92Q is here. Everybody's here hanging out. We've got Bill from the Salvation Army kind enough to stop by and help people understand why it's so important to be contributing to this awesome event and everything that the Salvation Army does. How we doing, Bill?
Man, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. And like you said, this is a hugely important event. Because all of these gifts that are dropped off here, filling up about half of this field right now, and anything that's coming is going to make sure that on Christmas morning, all of the Salvation Army angels will wake up. There will be gifts under their tree. Their parents, their guardians aren't going to have to make decisions between, am I going to put food on the table? Am I going to go to the doctor, pay for my medicine, or provide Christmas? It'll happen for them. That's why this is so important.
Absolutely. And not just for kids, but also the contributions for seniors, which understandably we get a little less of, but are just as critically important this time of year.
Yeah, when you think about seniors who've lost loved ones, they don't have family that's anywhere close. They're so isolated. This is another opportunity to be able to touch someone's life in a way that just brings a smile, happiness, and joy.
What are folks not thinking of when it comes to the gifts for the seniors? What are some ideas? And I think people immediately think about bringing blankets, things like that, but what's something that maybe people aren't thinking of that could fit that?
Blankets and sheets are always something that they're asking for, but also the rice cookers, crock pots, pots and pans. We see lots of those, vacuum cleaners. Just those things that people are going to use every single day, but they're on a limited budget and may not be able to replace something once it breaks.
How long have you been with the Salvation Army?
I've been an officer for 20 years. My wife and I this is our second Christmas here in Nashville, and let me tell you, this community is so philanthropic. It is amazing the response that we've gotten this year.
That's awesome. We're very glad to hear it, and we certainly know that's the case. People have been people have loved contributing to the Toyfield event, and not just that, but everything else that the Salvation Army does. So, what got you into the Salvation Army? Why did you feel compelled to give back that way 20 years ago?
It's the mission. I mean, we're here to serve people in any way, shape, or form that we can, and to do that without discrimination. What better way to fulfill your life than helping to serve those who need it the most?
How much more of that outpouring do you see around this time of year? Or is it pretty balanced across the board? What does that look like for you guys?
Well, we definitely see this a lot more at Christmas because of the angel tree, because of Forgotten Angels, because of we're out front stores ringing bells during Christmas. There is a lot of giving at Christmas time. But here's the thing that I wish more people understood. We do this work 365 days a year. There is not a day that we're not helping pay someone's rent or take someone who's experiencing homelessness and putting them in permanent housing, providing food. This isn't just a holiday time. We do this 365 days a year.
So we're here at the South Plaza, and all folks have to do is drive right up. They can do curbside drop-off, toys, gifts for seniors. They can walk in, hang out with us. It's nice and warm in here. There's pizza, drop off the toys. Obviously for today, that's kind of what's going on. But when the new year passes and everybody kind of goes back to normal, where do you kind of point people if they want to continue to find ways to help?
Yeah, so you could go to our website, salvationarmynashville.org, and there are opportunities all year round to volunteer. You can find those on there, and we're always looking for people to volunteer. So, yeah, that's the best way is to go find that website, and anything that's coming up throughout the year, those opportunities will pop up there.
Well, again, we'll be out here until 6 p.m., and you can drop off your items throughout the course of the day. Bill, thank you so much for what you're doing today and all year long. It's greatly appreciated in the community.
Thank you, and roll tide.
Oh, dang it, Bill.
Look at that.
You were killing it until then, Bill.
Let me tell you, I heard you a little bit earlier. Notre Dame is a bunch of whiners.
All right, we agree on that.
It makes me sad.
Fantastic.
It makes me sad that they're so whiny that way. Alabama. It's tough to be happy about anything Alabama, though. I don't know. It's a very difficult thing for me to come to terms
They're
with.
doing such good work. How could I possibly be mad?
Don't hold it against Bill, but still bring toys at this point in time.
What was your go-to? Like, what was the thing that had you most jumping off the walls? It was probably like a calculator or something. Robert, what was the toy that made you happiest?
Oh. He's doing something. You want to participate in this conversation?
I want to know what toy brought you the most joy as a child.
All right, one year, my mom was like, she tried to level with me. She was like, I want you to know that it was really tough on your dad and me this year, and I don't think we're going to be able to get you everything you wanted. So I know you really wanted some stuff, but I don't think you're going to get all of it.
So expectations low.
Right. So in my mind, and I wasn't like a petulant child, like, but I want it, and slam and cry and
Like
whine.
me.
So I was like,
I threatened to emancipate myself if I didn't get everything on my Christmas list.
so maybe I get some Mega Blocks instead of some Legos. Maybe I get a checkerboard instead of a chessboard. But the one thing I really wanted was a Nintendo 64. And I came down the stairs that morning, and it was like out of a movie, man. The fireplace is going, the stockings are there, the tinsel, the light, the vibe, the smell. I'm back there right now. And I look on the fireplace, and there is a Donkey Kong Special Edition green Nintendo 64.
Oh.
And I got Pokemon Stadium. I got... I'm about to cry. It was awesome. It was the best Christmas, at least from a gift receiving part of my life. But I saw somebody tweet, like, you never realize when you're young that, like, the magic of Christmas is your mom. Like, your mom is the one who my dad could care less about. He was more concerned with going out and making sure something was dead that we could eat. But, like, my mom was always the one who toted the Christmas spirit. So I try to honor that. I think about, like, one day I'll have youngins. One day me and Cheyenne will begot the world, a terrible child, a tyrant. And I hope I can make his Christmases as magical as my mammy made mine.
It'll be twin girls.
Probably. And they will be promiscuous. I will be fighting boys off with a stick. I'll be the cleaning this gun.
Well, only if they look like Cheyenne.
I think even worse if they was just ugly and promiscuous. It's like, dang it, look at all these men. These guys look like Frankenstein. Can't y'all get a hot guy?
Lucas, did you have one?
Oh, I was so pumped to get a full Spider-Man costume that I wore every day.
How the hell did your ass get in a Spider-Man costume?
I know.
Oh, God.
You know how like kids are like puppies, like their paws are too big when they're small, or like their ears are too big because you haven't fully grown into them.
I know.
Lucas with a fat ass in a Spider-Man costume.
And it was an issue because I could drive to school at that point, so I would drive to school in my Spider-Man costume.
I'm sorry.
You definitely had a fat ass. I was thinking about you as a little kid. Like that, now you're a full-grown boy.
I kid. I was
Son, at some point, you're going to have to stop wearing this Spider-Man. I wanted to be a dinosaur. It's like, grow up, Brennan.
Get a job.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think if there was one.
Buck was like, yes, I remember when my mother made a deposit into my 401k.
Yes.
I got stock options for Christmas. That's a real thing.
My mother gave me her Rolodex.
My index fund.
You mean a Rolex?
No, a Rolodex.
Yeah.
Why would I want a Rolodex?
We could call all her
You
fancy
don't remember
friends.
it was like the flippy thing to keep all your contacts?
Oh, I would love one of those.
Yeah, it's like it turns.
Like as somebody who writes out my to-do list every day, I would love one of those. No, we went to Austria for one Christmas, and I got to go skiing. That was cool.
No,
but it was cool because my dad was there, my mom was there. We didn't do that many Christmases. My dad met us in Austria. I did get a Game Boy Color that Christmas.
Dang, dude, you were living high on the hog.
I got a Music City Bowl tickets like in 8th grade. And I was thrilled to watch us lose a heartbreaker to North Carolina.
Close I got to go to Austria.
That's where the trauma started.
For Christmas was probably getting taken to Outback. That's Austria, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Phillip Rivers is going to be on the Colts.
That's official?
He just signed a contract. Diana's reporting that they signed a 44-year-old quarterback. Incredible.
If he so he is signed?
Practice squad right now, but probably will be.
Got a 44-year-old on a practice squad?
If he signs to the active roster, his name comes off of the semifinalist list for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class.
Oh, so what happens if he gets elevated off the practice squad? Would that still? That was like the sports nerd.
What happens if he gets actually?
It'll delay his candidacy by 5 years. For the Hall of Fame. He said, "Pick that can, baby."
I asked Buck.
He's not going in this year, is he?
Nah,
Because it's who? It's Eli, it's Breeze, and who else? It's him.
Yeah, and it's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of above average.
Philip Rivers is a grandfather. He has a grandchild.
Is he?
Yes.
His oldest son is
44?
like a year younger than Riley Leonard.
That's what. Yeah, his oldest son is older than Tyler Warren.
Well, he's 21. Riley Leonard's like an old ass.
Riley Leonard's been in college football for a long time before he.
44 is young to be a grandpa.
They have also signed Philip Rivers' son.
He is he's a highly rated quarter. He's a junior. He's one of the 10 best junior quarterback prospects in the country. His son.
Okay, so Philip Rivers is on the Colts practice squad, and Riley Leonard, I guess, is the starter, assuming that he can.
Imagine telling a Colts fan this a month ago.
After starting 8-1.
After trading 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner.
I think it's that woman owner's fault.
I don't think, honestly.
I think it's her fault. I think she caused this. She probably told Daniel Jones to keep playing on it. Can't happen.
He had a 3D printed, not cast, but pad.
A brace?
To protect his broken fibula that he was playing on.
You know what? Honest to God, though, I assume that most Colts fans are also Indiana fans. I don't think they care. I think Indiana being in the college football playoffs is a way bigger deal to that state.
You would know as a Colts fan.
And the Pacers suck right now. So
the Pacers are actually terrible. The Pacers, that breaks my heart. Indiana's going to lose to Penn State tonight and put me in a foul mood. All right, coming up next, the final hour from Toyfield. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone.
It is 12:03. Good afternoon. Broadcasting live from Toyfield at Nissan Stadium in the South Plaza, collecting toys for Salvation Army's Forgotten Angels. I'm Lucas Panzica. The NFL news of the day: the Indianapolis Colts are signing 44-year-old Philip Rivers to the practice squad. He comes out of retirement to join Indianapolis as the Colts are without Daniel Jones for the remainder of the season. Anthony Richardson is on injured reserve, and Riley Leonard is week to week. Rivers makes his return to Indianapolis, where he played through the 2021 football season. Meanwhile, the Heisman finalists have been released ahead of Saturday's ceremony. They are Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin, Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, and Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. The winner will be announced on Saturday night. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Final hour here for us on this Tuesday. Hanging out at Toyfield, where there is almost every year some kind of a news item that makes you pick your head up.
What was it last year?
Last year, did Rand? No, Rand got fired at the end of the year.
J-Rob definitely got fired at Toyfield. That was 3 years
Well,
ago.
not at Toyfield. They didn't trot him out here in front of a firing squad.
They announced it in front of everybody. He
fired him for charity.
I remember. It was very embarrassing. He was sheepishly standing in the corner.
Maybe they should do that. We'll just trot you out in front of the public and then fire you. Shame, shame, shame. Do it Game of Thrones style. Today, the news item is Philip Rivers, 44 years old, signed to the Colts practice squad because Daniel Jones is done for the year. Is he going to win Comeback Player of the Year twice?
Philip Rivers?
Yeah. What's on your nose, by the way? You snotty?
Yeah, it might be like a piece of pizza.
That's disgusting. I think you got it.
He retired as a Charger.
Yes.
Like, was that earlier this year?
Yes.
Where he signed a one-day contract, did the whole thing. And now here he is. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Well.
And he's, by the way, he turned 44 yesterday. Happy birthday, Philip Rivers.
Yes, indeed. Happy birthday, Philip Rivers. Back in the league. So, for all of that, is a 44-year-old Philip Rivers and what was Riley Leonard, a 6th-round draft pick, 7th-round draft pick? Late-round pick at quarterback, the Notre Dame quarterback, former Notre Dame quarterback. Is that enough to keep the Colts alive in the AFC South?
Yeah, it was a 6th-rounder, former Duke and Notre Dame quarterback.
So I can't imagine. I mean, they looked like they didn't have a chance against Jacksonville on Sunday in Jacksonville. So the streak of not winning, Indianapolis not winning in Jacksonville since 2014 continues to live, the most embarrassing streak in sports. And Riley Leonard, I don't know how much that's going to take away from Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has pretty well fallen out of the MVP discussion, or at least the odds at this point in time. And he had better odds than Daniel Jones did, but they're not running the ball nearly as effectively at this point in time. And theoretically, Philip Rivers could come in behind a good offensive line and play point guard. But I just can't imagine that that's going to be enough to save them.
I mean, nothing. Has there been a more desperate move at quarterback? What's the most desperate move we've ever seen at quarterback?
The most desperate move we've ever seen at quarterback.
Pulling 44. He hasn't played football since 2021.
Wasn't there a team that worked out Breeze or talked about bringing Drew Brees back?
That's different. Talking about.
They never did it. Yeah, obviously. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
He hasn't played since 2020, the COVID years when he was with the Colts.
Yeah, he lost a playoff game to Buffalo. They made the playoffs that year. He beat the Titans in Nashville that year. Well, that's because they blocked a punt and the whole thing.
He was solid. It was a Thursday night football game. I was the booth runner for Fox that day on Thursday night football
during COVID.
Yeah, I was in the booth with Joe and Troy.
That's funny.
But this is crazy. Why not kick the tires on Ryan Tannehill?
I don't think he wants to play.
He hasn't retired. officially.
No, he gave an interview recently. He was doing something on behalf of USAA where he said he's pretty much done. But pretty much done. You know, Phillip Rivers has been done for literally 5
Phillip Rivers
years.
literally retired as a Charger.
He's been done for 5 years. Now he's going to quarterback the Colts.
He's coaching high school football.
You know, maybe we can talk to Ben about getting a hold of Tannehill, because I know they still play golf, and Ryan's splitting his time between Nashville and South Florida. So I'd love to talk to Ryan Tannehill about a great many things.
There was another
coming back and playing.
There was another crazy quarterback signing in the AFC South years ago with the Houston Texans signing Brock Osweiler to a 4-year, $72 million deal. Did not go very well.
Yeah, but I mean, he was getting rewarded for the way that he played behind Peyton Manning in Denver.
They paid him without it wasn't bad. It was better than Peyton.
Yeah, that was an overpay, no question. But I can't recall something like this to go get a guy that's been, I mean, the Joe Flacco thing. With
Flacco in Cleveland.
Right, a couple of years ago.
Flacco in Cleveland, off the couch.
And he's then was, 5-6 years younger than Rivers is now?
He would have been like 36, 37.
Yeah, like this is different. I don't know that we've ever seen anything like this.
Somebody on YouTube, where you can interact with the show, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, is how you live stream the show via the FNM Bank chat. You can also call us, 615-737-1045, if you can think of a more desperate quarterback move that a team has made in recent memory. Somebody on YouTube says, how many days has it been since the Titans won a home game? I'd say that's more embarrassing. No. That's the second most embarrassing streak. Listen, you know I'm not quick to pull punches on things about the Titans that are embarrassing, but yeah, Indianapolis not being able to win a game in Jacksonville in over a decade. We're talking about over 10 years since they've beaten the Jags in Jacksonville. That is a more embarrassing streak than the Titans, who I think have now eclipsed they will, at least by the time they play Kansas City at home, eclipse 400 days plus without a home win, which is embarrassing, but it's not the most embarrassing.
What is the most? Somebody name a more desperate quarterback signing.
I don't know. I don't know that you're going to be able to.
Glennon, maybe.
Mike Glennon.
In what scenario? Like with the Bears?
Yeah, I'm thinking of overpriced contracts.
Yeah,
I guess y'all are thinking of random signings.
Right, like overpaying is one thing.
Like your quarterback room is so just destroyed by injury that you have no choice but to go out and get quarterback X. Like that.
Right.
Flacco, and I really think it's Flacco or this.
It has to. It's this. It's this. This shatters Flacco. I mean, Flacco was a year removed from playing games?
Yeah.
This is insane.
How bad I brought up the because I saw somebody in the comments saying that I'm mad that the Colts are on track to be losers for the next few seasons. I mean, I don't give a damn what happens with the Colts one way or the other. But who's in a worse situation than Indianapolis, who's just given up their future?
Nobody.
Who has no answer at quarterback again.
In the division?
He's a free agent.
Yeah, what happens here with Chris
Daniel
Ballard?
Jones is a free agent. I don't think you can fire him for doing that Sauce Gardner trade.
How can you turn around and pay Daniel Jones? Like, it was a lock that Daniel Jones was the next reclamation project quarterback, the next to get a big deal on his second opportunity, and then this happens. 2 significant injuries back-to-back, broken fibula, Achilles. He's a free agent. What in the world do you do if you're the Colts? Do you have a choice but to pay Daniel Jones? Do you go look for another free agent stopgap?
You got away with Daniel Jones $14 million this year. You're not going to. Like, that would be the fireable offense, is giving Daniel Jones a fat contract and putting all your chips in on that being the reclamation project.
Is Phillip Rivers the first ever grandfather to play in the National Football League? Because he's a grandfather.
I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure there's got to be. I don't know.
I have no idea.
He probably is.
It's going to be up there.
He probably is. Who's the oldest player in general? Brady was up to 45. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I just can't think of a worse situation than the Colts.
I mean, if you fire Chris Ballard, it's not because it's his fault that Daniel Jones went down, but it's
no. You should have fired Chris Ballard years ago, before he drafted Anthony Richardson.
This could be a breaking point, especially with the obvious shift in ownership, where you just say, "Okay, let's just clearly we went all in, and then it turned into disaster. Let's hit the reset button." I just can't imagine what the last month has been like for Colts fans. Talk about going from 100 to 0 so quickly. Oh, and the guy that you traded the 2 picks for is injured in Sauce Gardner. I mean, it's just insane. None of it is their own doing, but it's insane.
615-737-1045 is the number if you want to chime in. In the meantime, let's talk about crossing one potential Titans head coaching candidate off the list. We'll do that coming up next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. 615-737-1045 is the number if you want to participate. In the meantime, have we come up with a single other submission more desperate than the Colts adding Phillip Rivers to their practice squad at 44 years old, the day after his 44th birthday? Surely not.
Nothing comes close.
Nothing comes
Nothing
close.
comes even remotely close.
So, would you describe Browns fans as desperate?
For wins, for a competent...
Generally.
Yes, yes.
Because they are in bad shape. They've just lost to the Titans, and they hate Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. At least the vast majority of Browns fans seem to echo that sentiment. And if you were a Browns fan and watching the way that that game played out, and you disagree with the idea of going for 2-point conversions twice, down 14, or in a situation where you need to close the gap between you and a team that's leading you, and you trot out there with those two specific play calls that Kevin Stefanski, offensive-minded head coach, two-time former coach of the year, to his credit, but not this year. If you're a Titans fan watching that, and if Stefanski were to get fired at the end of the year, for whatever reason, I would think that your opinion of Kevin Stefanski would have taken a hit if you watched Sunday's game.
Yeah. I just, in principle, don't love the go for two twice thing when you're down 14. But would he not immediately be one of the best candidates if they were to let him go?
Sure. But, I mean, he would have one of the better resumes. Absolutely. But if you're looking at the way that things have been handled in Cleveland this year, would you say that he's still one of the best candidates out there? I mean, listen, it's going to be a situation where they have to get the best possible scenario for the Titans. I don't know how feasible that's going to be. I didn't think it was feasible last year. They hired Mike Borgonzi. I was wrong about that. To their credit, they had a relationship between Brinker and Borgonzi that ended up mattering more than how bad this looked as a job.
I'm not going to pretend to know the ins and outs of Kevin Stefanski in-game decisions and anything else Browns fans have taken issue with, but big picture, I am looking at the quarterback situation, the disaster that was the Deshaun Watson contract, and what that's been for Cleveland.
That's an Andrew Berry problem, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And then this season, you start with Joe Flacco. He kind of got traded out from under Kevin Stefanski.
Yes.
Remember that press conference?
Yeah, for sure.
Stefanski's having to be like, no, I fully trust Andrew. Like, that didn't feel like a thing where Stefanski and Barry put their heads together and said, this is the best thing for the franchise. The Browns
so much so
said,
that Mike Tomlin started criticizing the situation after the fact in a press conference where he was talking about the idea of, what is that?
This is Pookie. This is Pookie, who will be unwrapped and loved by a child one day.
Okay.
And that day,
why are you holding it like it's like a child?
I'm bouncing him. I got to burp him. It's all right. Buck's not good with children. Buck also doesn't want the children to be happy. You know who does? Pookie wants the children to be happy. And the children are going to be happy when they open Pookie.
Can you stop bouncing it?
Will he be wrapped, or will he? Surely he'll be in a box with holes in it. Okay. Oh, good. There's a box for it.
No, they're going to get a new one. They're not going to get one that's been unwrapped and you've got your sweaty hands all over it, right?
No. Stop. He can hear you. So Pookie's going to go to a child in need this Christmas, and you can help a child in need by coming and seeing us at the South Plaza at Toyfield, our 18th annual Toyfield. It's sponsored by A.O. Smith and Wayne's Pest Control. Buck did not bring a toy, so if you could bring an extra one for him, that would be great.
I brought a puzzle and a book.
Wow. So the two worst possible toys. So please bring something fun in place of Buck's book that he brought and a puzzle. Here's a mind twister for you on Christmas Day.
Based on your pronunciation, your inability to pronounce words, I feel you could read a few more books.
I still hate puzzles to this day. So if you want to bring a good toy and help us out, then come on by. You can just pull right up curbside.
Stop bouncing the thing on your lap. It looks not safe for work. We need to stop this.
He enjoys it, and the children are going to enjoy opening Pookie on Christmas Day.
It looks like a bad American Pie skit.
The Salvation Army does great work, and despite Buck's best efforts, we are doing great work today. to help children on Christmas Day. And don't forget the seniors. Bring a blanket. And it's not just, I was glad Bill brought up rice cookers, pressure cookers, crock pots.
Were you glad?
Vacuum cleaners. I love that stuff.
Okay.
I would love that stuff no matter what age I am. So think of the seniors, think of the children, think of Pookie, and come see us at Toyfield right here till 6 o'clock.
All right, are you done?
What book did you bring?
God.
Thank you, Madison.
Jesus Christ.
We try to do good despite Buck's best efforts.
They're just in the middle of a segment.
Yeah. I feel like us trying to do charity and help those less fortunate, it's, you know how, like, you know, when we're at training camp and guys are training with, like, the little mini parachutes that they have tied around their waist and obviously providing some resistance as they're running. Buck is the parachute. We are the players running, trying to give help to those less fortunate.
I just need somebody on the F&M Bank chat to take a screen recording of what you were doing to that bear on your lap.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, so glad that we interrupted for that. Okay. Kevin Stefanski, you don't want him, or you do?
I think he'd be a good candidate. Yeah, like I said.
I'd interview him for sure.
The Browns basically said, all right, here are 2 rookie quarterbacks. Do your thing. And Dylan Gabriel had his struggles. Shedeur Sanders is looking like he can play in the league, but it's hard for me to sit here and point all the Browns' troubles to Kevin Stefanski.
All the Browns fans are pointing all of their fingers at Kevin Stefanski. Is it just a thing where every fan base hates their coach no matter what?
I guess so. I mean, who's truly satisfied right now? Patriots fans.
Patriots fans.
Rams fans have to be happy, right?
Do they exist?
Yeah, if they're out there. I imagine Charger fans are happy with their situation. No, Robert says no. I mean, it's not Harbaugh's fault that their 2 tackles are down for the year.
That doesn't matter.
I know all Ravens fans are over the moon about John Harbaugh, for sure. For sure.
But how are Steelers fans after Mike Tomlin's blowing kisses to the camera after the fact?
I don't think they
still
feel
salty.
I don't think they feel that much differently about Mike Tomlin.
No, I don't think they do. This has been ongoing for years at this point with the Mike Tomlin thing. But for all of the different candidates that could be talked to or could be, I would just be curious to kind of pick his brain on the idea of this job and kind of why things haven't gone to plan in Cleveland and see what his plan looks like. You can do important diligence on the job in general just by speaking to people, even if you wouldn't seriously consider them for a candidate. Now, I think Stefanski has a good enough resume that you would have to seriously consider him. But I came away from that game specifically, and I know that game's not every game he's ever coached or anything like that. He's gotten to the Browns to the playoffs, which is a damn near impossible task.
And they are also being driven forward by a collection of rookies. Think about how many rookies were making plays for them just last weekend.
Yeah, Fannin, Shedeur,
Dylan Sampson, Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah, I said Fannin. Thank you for listening.
By the way, Dylan Sampson, the youngest player in the National Football League. What year do you think Dylan Sampson, former Tennessee running back, was born?
2003?
He was born September 14th, 2004. Phillip Rivers' first career game in the NFL was September 12th, 2004.
That's unbelievable. Out of all the different things that we are going to be talking about moving forward, I don't know what the proper way to kind of talk about the Titans moving forward is, because we've just kind of, before this Browns game, and not like the Browns game changes anything substantially, but I just don't really know how to view what the rest of the season is going to look like. I don't expect them to go to San Francisco and win, but they showed me something on Sunday that I haven't seen them do all year. So do I have to now reframe my conversation, my thinking around this football team for the previous 13 weeks just because in week 14 they showed me something, the thing that I expected them to be able to do all year long? I'm not sure. It makes it more interesting to talk about.
I think they got back to kind of punching above their weight as far as what they are as a team. Like, yes, was Sunday kind of the version of them that we expected more of this year? Yes, we also expected Calvin Ridley to be on the field. right? Like, we expected a lot of things that have not exactly panned out. We expected the offensive line.
Yeah, but the offensive line is the big thing here. Like,
Yeah,
that was
they
the
played-
biggest difference maker of anything on Sunday, and that all of a sudden is just a thing?
Yeah,
now
it
that
is-
Corey Levin's in the lineup?
It is interesting how that kind of clicked for them on Sunday. By far their best performance of the season against that opponent and that front,
defense in
defensive
particular.
coordinator and Myles Garrett.
Yeah. San Francisco's a worse defense.
Definitely banged up.
They should be able to put up points on you.
No Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner.
And they haven't had them for weeks at this point in time. Also, Fred Warner, after how awful that ankle injury looked, is already, he's doing things like kickboxing and stuff like that. I saw. He's just a freakish type of player. But if they come back and go on the road and beat San Francisco, like if they win back-to-back home games, especially a West Coast trip, I wonder what that does to kind of the outlook of the season. I mean, I know not the outlook of the season necessarily, but kind of where fans view how far away this thing is. Could there be a scenario in which in these last, what do we have, 2 home, 2 road?
Two
left?
home, 2 road.
In these last 4 games, they show you that they're viable all of a sudden. And it changes the dynamics of some different position groups that you're thinking about. And all of a sudden, you're having a different conversation. You still have needs, obviously. Like they could spend every draft pick this draft on corner, and I would be okay with it.
I mean,
for how bad their secondary is.
Who
But
could legitimately help themselves in terms of the conversation when it comes to needs? Like, Cam Moore needs to play well. We understand that for his development. But for guys that you currently are looking at and saying, okay, he's not going to cut it at that spot next year, who can help themselves over the next 4 games to where you say, you know what, maybe we could put resources elsewhere and be okay in this spot because of what he showed over the last month?
Cushenberry.
Yeah.
Because if he's dealing with a foot injury that's going to keep him out, at some point he's going to return to the lineup, right? Now you could make the argument that he's the lesser player here in the last couple of weeks. And it's a 2-game sample size with Levin, but they've looked better with Levin.
He's not played up to what he was expected to. He has said that.
And there's a lot of savings associated with him if
Yeah.
you cut him after this year, which may just make it a moot point. Like he could play well and get himself another opportunity elsewhere, and they still cut him because he makes too much money next year. In a year where they have a ton of cap space. I'm just looking at their, like, Arden and Jihad Ward.
I was going to say Jihad Ward.
Are players that I would keep on 1-year deals.
Yeah.
Arden had Shador dead to rights. Shador kind of shrugged him off on a sack. He had a couple of opportunities to get Shador down in the backfield on Sunday in Cleveland and missed opportunities. But if Arden all of a sudden becomes your 3rd or 4th pass rusher and Arden becomes your Jalen Harrell and Jihad Ward is not the second player on your team in terms of pressures, because that's not what he's designed to do. That's not his role, right?
Fabiola Dejo's just off the map, too, on IR. Hopefully he can work his way back in towards the end of the year. But, yeah, Jihad Ward is someone that comes to mind for sure. They've been able to manufacture a pass rush. And I guess that's a credit to Denard Wilson, who I would say is probably doubtful that will be the defensive coordinator here next year, right? Just doesn't happen.
If I was him, I would want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because they have clearly not factored in his feelings about personnel and things like that in the way that they've taken pieces and parts away from him.
Who else? What can Marcus Harris do over the next corner's a need no matter what.
But he is one of 2 corners under contract in 2026.
So how much better can Marcus Harris have the Titans feeling about him through this next month of the season? I haven't seen any of the underlying metrics on his performance and coverage on Sunday. Obviously came up with the forced fumble that was pivotal in that game.
I don't know if he's not just like, because he's playing and because he has to play, and there are going to be plays to be made. Like, am I looking at him as like the next LaShawn Sims or somebody like that, somebody who starts a couple of games, who is viable for you for a couple of games? Even Darrell Baker, who's on this roster and who is not nearly as good of a player or as effective of a player as he was a year ago. He played his best football, arguably, last year. He was a practice squad player for the Colts, and they just lucked into a good year for him, or a year where he was going to have a good year. They were 3-14, so I don't think you could say anybody had a good year in the traditional sense. But they just have so many depth needs everywhere. I don't think it ultimately affects their underlying draft strategy, which is try and trade back to get as many picks as humanly possible and try and regenerate this thing as organically as humanly possible. But if San Francisco, they have 9 wins on the season, but if the Titans team that played in Cleveland shows up this coming Sunday, I don't know that the Niners aren't beatable.
Well, the Titans team that played Sunday is an any given Sunday team, right? Now,
And they have not been all year long.
Now, they did almost give up a double-digit lead, and if Cleveland does just elect to hit the extra points, then that game's going to overtime.
Yeah.
And who knows what happens.
No, it's a
from
good
there.
point.
But
I felt on Sunday they had a chance.
Yeah,
I have
sure.
not felt all season long like they are a team that belongs on the same field as another NFL team.
Yeah, it was just like an actual NFL game, right? The
It was
Titans
just weird.
took a lead, threw some punches. The Browns surged back, threw some punches. The Titans came back around, took a fourth quarter lead, forced some turnovers, scored points off them, and then just held off the Browns the rest of the way. It was the best four-quarter game that we've gotten to watch all season. If Shedeur Sanders...
This picture they took of us with that ratty little bear I look disgusted by that.
You are just disgusted by helping people in general, which makes events like this not very conducive for you. We're working on that with you. But
How's that going?
Terrible. You seem to hate them and think lesser of them, which is an issue. Bring a toy for Buck, please.
No, you can bring toys for children who need them, of course, but I don't like doing shows away from the studio.
Yeah, especially when it's for a good cause.
Oh, yeah.
The Browns have the Bears, Bills, Steelers, and Bengals left. So they're playing some competitive teams down the stretch here. So I don't know where that line is between how good Shedeur Sanders, how well he has to play versus how many games they have to win for Kevin Stefanski to be brought back. Like if the Browns come up short against good teams in Chicago, against Buffalo, against Pittsburgh, but Shedeur Sanders plays well against some good defenses.
That's bad news for the Titans. You want the Browns to need a quarterback. As long as you're ahead of them in the draft order.
Yeah, but I'm saying for Kevin Stefanski's purposes, will it just not matter? Will they fire him no matter what for going?
I mean, if anything, you're going to look at
3-14?
him and be like, why was that guy your third stringer?
Yeah.
You know, like there are going to be questions. Some of them have been unfair. Like the Josina Anderson thing is an extreme. But I think there are fair questions to be asked of Kevin Stefanski. Like, why was Dylan Gabriel clearly better than Shedeur Sanders when, to date, the two of them in-game sample sizes, Shedeur is clearly the better player? It's just a weird thing.
It is very strange.
Last call for phone calls, if you got them. 615-737-1045 is the number. I'm Buck Rising. It's 1045 The Zone.
Hey, it's lunchtime. That means Hattie B's time. It's Lucas Panzica, and you know I would never lead you astray when it comes to food. So believe me when I tell you that Hattie B's is the best hot chicken in the world. 7 Middle Tennessee locations, even right here at Nissan Stadium where we are currently for Toyfield, where you can come see us in the South Plaza, drop off some toys. I know Hattie B's in support of that, as they are many good causes across the community. HattieB.com. That's where you go to order online. Let them fuel your tailgate or watch party if you're settling in for some bowl game action, college football playoff action, NFL regular season action this weekend. Get you a big old bucket of wings to go with a quart of their incredible sides, my personal favorite, the pimento mac and cheese. You want to go healthier? That's cool. The Southern salads are an option, and they are fantastic. I have 2 words for you: cornbread croutons. Try them out. Thank me later. Download the Hattie B's app. You can get a free dessert simply by downloading the app. Start to build up the rewards from there and go to Hattie B's today.
Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. 615-737-1045 is the number. Last call for phone calls if you got them. Blaine Bishop just got here. He brought his toys for Toyfield. You have until 6 p.m. the rest of the day to drop off a gift for a child in need, courtesy of the Salvation Army, or a gift for a senior. I see an overwhelming amount of gifts for children. I don't know that I would be able to identify it because it's not in a giant, like, colorfully wrapped package or something like that, but I don't see a ton of gifts for seniors out here. So if we did a little bit of an overcorrection on the gifts for seniors for the rest of the afternoon, I don't think that would be a bad thing as they try and fill up the football field here at Toyfield.
Speaking of football fields, there will not be any more high school football being played on football fields in the year 2025. The Mr. Football Award winners. That was a beautiful transition by me. Mickey, I hope you're proud.
Aren't you a professional broadcaster? Also, you look like a total wiener in your suit on the My TV 30 broadcast.
You're right. I should have worn a salmon jumpsuit.
You don't ever get to criticize anything that I wear ever again looking that bad in a suit.
I wore the most regular suit just because I didn't dress up for the Met Gala. Buck, see somebody not wearing, I don't even know what, like a hat with like a fur stick on it or something and says, "What are you wearing?"
You're on television. You look like you belonged in the basement of Office Space with your red stapler.
You look like you're wearing a Halloween costume whenever you step foot in the Titans press box. I don't want to hear it.
Look at him. He's defensive. You look bad in a suit. Well, it's okay. We'll take you to a tailor. They'll get you something that fits you right. It'll be okay.
You were the last person I would take fashion advice.
Make fun of that beanie he wore in Cleveland.
You say anything about my Hattie B's beanie, I will bring the full force of the hot chicken gods down upon you.
It's the way you wore it with your little curls sticking out.
It was cute.
I've seen you look like a giant piece of salmon on the sideline at Titans practice. I don't want to hear it. Mr. Football Awards are being handed out currently at Nissan Stadium. Taylor Zarzer, Cody Barton is up there handing out the winners. There are 3 finalists per class, so congrats to Dayon Cooper of South Pittsburgh in the 1A class, Zach Groves of East Robertson High School in the 2A class, Graham Simpson, younger brother of Ty Simpson, who
had a ridiculous game over the weekend.
Rewrote the record book for Westview in their 3A championship. He is also the Mr. Football winner. 4A goes to Greenville quarterback Caden Baugh. 5A goes to Sevier County quarterback Cooper Newman. Man, East Tennessee cleaning up here. 6A goes to Southwind's Kelvin Perkins. West Tennessee getting in. D2 single A, no surprise, Jared Curtis of Nashville Christian. Caden Marable of BGA, the quarterback, gets the D2 AA Mr. Football. And D2 AAA goes to the talented Baylor running back David Gabriel Georges, who has had a dominant season. Larry Sanders, it was cool to see him of Brentwood Academy kind of outplay Gabriel Georges a little bit in the championship game, but Baylor did win, and Gabriel Georges has another year of high school football to be played.
Awesome. So congratulations to all the winners. I guess, does Zarzer do that ceremony now since Mike Keith's gone? Or does Mike Keith still do it?
No, thanks for listening. Zarzer, yes, is still there. He is giving out the awards next to Titans linebacker Cody Barton.
Oh, okay, cool. Cody's a good person to have at that. I guess, what else do we have to talk about? Do we have anything else? Wrapped up at Toyfield.
We are at Nissan Stadium until 6 o'clock.
Halfway there.
Sponsored by A.O. Smith and Wayne's Pest Control.
Is there anything else happening in the world?
All you got to do is drive up towards the South Plaza, and there are signs that will point you in the direction. You can pull up to the curb. Some folks will come and get the toys if you're in a rush, or you can come out, come say, hey, hang out with us, drop the toys off, grab a piece of pizza, grab a cookie, and it's nice and warm under here in the tent. Hang out with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons, who are about to be on the air for a couple of hours. And on the F&M Bank chat says, you want me to look like I got dressed with my eyes closed in Cam Newton's closet.
The Cam Newton outfits are outrageous.
See, but that's the type of stuff that you wear to games. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not a hat guy like that. Like the hats, the ridiculousness of the hats, and his hats are almost like those outrageous Bloody Marys you see at some of these restaurants where they've just jammed a bunch of random items into the hat.
He does look like a giant Bloody Mary. I don't know when he started doing that, too. The crazy hats, Cam Newton.
I'm pretty sure it's after that woman wrote a letter to the editor at the Tennessean here about Cam Newton dabbing in the end zone against the Titans. We literally have run out of things to talk about. What are you looking at on your phone?
Can I tell my story?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, yeah.
That's your road rage story?
Well, it's not my road rage story. You make it sound like I had road rage. I was the sane one. I was the one who was composed, not male A, performed by some man in eastern Nashville. So I was going to tour this house yesterday, going to look at it, and I could see this dude behind me is like demonstrative. He is upset. He is just like visibly about to explode, full volcano style. And I don't know what it is. I hate people being mad in the car. It's like we're already stuck here or we're already driving. Don't nobody want to be driving. So I'm perturbed, seeing him perturbed. Pull off on the side street, and this dude is so mad, he skirts in front of me and slams on brakes. And at this point, I was like, all right, either I'm going to have to drive off or I'm going to have to run this old dude over. So I crack my window. He comes up, and he's seething. I can just see, bulls get mad and that snort. He's like smoke snorting out of his nose. He's like, why is it so hard for your generation to use your turn signals? And I was like, I just started laughing, which is the best thing you can do whenever someone else is upset.
Oh, yeah.
People love that.
Oh, yeah.
Laugh. So I'm laughing, and I go, is your day that bad? Your day going that bad that you had to come over here and right in front of me? I was like, you almost made me hit your crappy-looking car, dude.
What's happening behind you, by the way? Like, are you doing this in traffic? No, I mean, like, this entire exchange.
I was like, dude, what are you talking about back there? Yeah, there's traffic, there's cars, there's, like, people, everything. And he wants to get his point out. But I said, you almost made me hit your crappy car. That's not a crappy car. I fixed that old car myself. And it's for sake of his own anonymity, or anonymity.
Stop.
Anonymity.
That was such a bad idea by you.
I'll leave it out. He's driving a crappy-looking beat-up car. I built that car myself. I fixed it myself. And I said, I can tell. And this dude, you'd have thought I poured a pitcher of water on a hen. He was upset. Get out of that car right now. Calling me the things people call liberals and names and man bun.
Which is objectively hilarious.
Strictly because of your man bun.
Oh, yeah, and he was so upset. Get out of that car. I said, I got better things to do than argue with the old man on the road. He said, get out of the car. Let me show you how old I am. So I rolled my window up. I'm about to drive off. And old dude suddenly decided that he had the power of Thor's hammer Mjolnir and went, hey, and balled his fist up and potato fisted the side of my car. I was like, oh, buddy, now I got time today. Because I couldn't see if he did anything or not. I assumed he was an old man. So call the cops, get it figured out. Cops say I can't do anything. There's not a video. There's no visible damage. He's like, but we can write it up as an intimidation notice. I said, well, in the report, I'd like you to note that he did not intimidate anyone. You can write it down as intimidation, but I was not intimidated.
Let the record show.
So I wait the 45 minutes, cop come and go, and I'm like, okay, let me go look at this house now, whatever. The house is 5 houses down from where this guy lived. I can see his car parked in the front yard. They would be neighbors. We would be more than neighbors. We would have to get to know each other pretty good because I'd have to use his trash can as a sign of what trash day was. So all that to say, I will not be moving to that neighborhood. I wasted my entire afternoon. And, sir, if you're listening, I hope you're having a great day, buddy.
Come bring a toy.
You know what?
Come bring a toy in your beat-up old jalopy.
What's a great thing that I heard somebody say the other day? I hope you have the day you deserve.
Ooh.
I liked that.
That sounds like something you would put on a Hallmark card.
It leaves it up for debate. Do they deserve a bad day, a good day?
Yeah. What does that guy deserve?
I think kids deserve a good day every day. And that's why you guys need to come down to Toyfield, bring us some toys. We got Pikachus, Legos, basketball sets, bicycles. How much time do we have left?
It's enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Spider-Man bikes, elephants, plane and rides. We got trucks, cars, wagons. How much time left, Ross?
Puzzles and books.
Yeah. Unfortunately, puzzles and books. But
I really think it's the only book I saw out there is the one that I brought.
It's the worst possible gift you could bring.
So I was asking, which book did you bring? Did you bring a
what is
kid's
the
book?
name of the book? I don't know what the name of the book
Hey,
is.
Moses is here.
It's
Moses is always going to bring a good
chicken soup
gift.
for the teenage soul.
No. It's The Greatest Generation by Tom Brokaw.
Shut up. World War II, high definition World War II photos.
I don't know. It had a dog on the front. I bought the book.
Marley and Me. Damn, great. You brought the kids Marley and Me.
Why? What's wrong with that one? That's like kid adjacent.
Boy in the striped pajamas.
What's wrong with Marley?
It's about kids.
That's got to be a story about a kid, right?
What's Marley and Me? Is that the one where they kill the dog at the end?
That's the one where
No, that's Old Yeller.
the plane crashes and they have to eat it. There's no food on the island.
They eat the dog?
Yes, you've never seen Marley and Me? It's a
Yes,
tragedy.
Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson. Go on.
Oh, Marley, you taste so good.
Let's do some polls and get out of here.
Are there polls?
Oh, did you do polls?
I guess we'll find out. I'll find out if you did.
Lucas, did you do the polls or not?
I don't know.
Do the Scooby-Doo poll open in honor of Marley.
Do it.
I haven't seen any polls, though.
Okay.
I guess Buck didn't do it.
Lucas didn't do the polls.
We'll do a poll. Are you coming to Toyfield? 100% of the voters said yes. The polls are brought to you by Two Rivers Ford, the most trusted Ford dealer in the South.
The South's most trusted
The
Ford dealer.
South's most, yeah, that's what I said, and I'll say it again. The South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Good thing you said it again.
Bring them cars down here. Bring them kids down here. Bring them toys down here. Whatever you want to donate.
Ross, that's your cue to play the music.
I was just letting you go.
Is it over? Are we done?
Yeah. Tell them bye.
Okay. Make sure you come to Toyfield. They're hanging out till 6. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.